Oh, already out to a good start. I switched over the scene collection and our closeout song started playing. Nope, we're not going to close out the stream just yet. We're just getting started. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Man, I did not think I was going to be doing this when I woke up this morning. That is for sure. Mike McLaughlin, what's going on, man? Good to see you there. Checking in on the vertical stream. Chat, here we are. The A321 Neo CFM Leap FS Labs. This was definitely not on my radar, but because I am a man of the people and you guys have been bombarding me nonstop bombardment of FS Labs Neo, FS Labs Neo, FS Labs CEO. I will not be doing FS Labs CEO for right now. But I just was like, okay, fine, I'll do it. We'll take a look at it. One flight. That's all you get. We get one flight. Unless I am proven otherwise, I don't foresee myself flying this airplane again. I do plan on revisiting it when the Pratt & Whitneys drop. However, that's just my initial feeling. If this stream goes well and that changes my mind, who knows? Maybe we'll see more of it. But right now, it's completely brand new. I have my own mental blocks, against wanting to do this, but I'm going to do it anyway, and I'm going to try to be as unbiased and fair as we can. And this is not really a full review of all the things that this airplane can do because I really haven't had the time. It wouldn't be fair for me to do that. So I'm just going to take it on a normal flight. We're going to do a couple of abnormalities, just like we would maybe an APU and op or something like that, do some cross bleeding just to see some system logic, and then we'll just take it from there. We'll see how it goes. But I will tell you this, I haven't heard any sounds other than what I've heard on other streams before. So I know that can be different depending on, the content creator that's flying it or whatnot. So we'll see. I've got my sounds up. They should be up for you. And we're just going to go into it with a fresh mind. The only thing I have done is I bound all my hardware and then I set up some camera views, which was really challenging actually because the collision model is pretty difficult to maneuver around, and they don't let you do the hack view to move outside the cabin and do all that stuff. So it reminded me of back in FSX, we could do a little CFG editing, but we got it set up. I got views and keyboards bound. Other than that, it's all fresh to me. So we're going to kind of take our time going through the EFB. I want to see a couple of things. I am looking forward to seeing the MEL simulation, the tech log and all that. I have been seeing lots of pictures about that. You guys have always been commenting about that. Oh, the tech log is really cool. And I agree. I think that's actually a really neat aspect of this airframe. So let's start with a walk around. And let's just take a look at this airplane together because I haven't seen it other than on other content and a couple of screenshots that y'all have posted. So we are in walk around mode 2024, Sim Update 2 stable, no beta. And we're just going to do a walk around. We're sitting on the ground here in Sangster, MKJS, and we're headed up to Miami tonight for a little sunset flight to Miami. Should be a good one. Jeff Faviano's in the house. What's up? Hell hath frozen over. Listen. Jeff, I marked all my emails as read on Sunday, and I have 122 DMs today. And I would wager to bet 80% of them are, have you heard of the FS Labs Neo? Have you heard of the FS Labs Neo? So I figured if it is this popular, let's give it a shot. There's a questionable history with FS Labs, but maybe they're turning over a new leaf. So here we go. 321 walk around. I can tell you right out of the gate, I don't know if it's the lighting configuration here or just the default livery. I don't know, questionable texturing on there. Like there's almost like lines, but I mean, not the worst I've ever seen. But let's go ahead and take a look. We got our pitot tubes under here. Those look good. We got our air data probes, 321 nose cone. Don't see any static strips on the nose. I don't know if they have them on this bird or not though. So full disclosure, I fly Pratt & Whitney Neos. So this is the CFM Leap. There might be some quirks to the CFM Leap that I'm unfamiliar with that I will neither speak here nor there to. I'm just going to do my best to see what looks normal to me. Let's take a look at the nose gear here. I can tell right away this is, we got some old school texturing going on here. This is just like what is a little copy paste photo there of a light bulb. A couple of light bulbs there look copy pasted. So, yeah. Overall, pretty good nose cone, but this is very similar to the Leonardo Mad Dog. So, you know how critical I am of the Leonardo Mad Dog textures. So, I love the Mad Dog, believe it or not. I love the systems. I love the way it hand flies. I don't like the sounds, and the textures are atrocious. I say atrocious. When they were released, they were awesome, but they were released in like 2008-ish, probably. I don't know, but it's been a long time. Leonardo is aware of this. They're coming out with a brand new texture pack and sound pack. I look very forward to seeing that at the expo. But this is reminiscent of P3D here. So it's time for 3D lights, A-Rat. Time for 3D lights. But that's just one thing we're noticing there. We'll kind of continue around the modeling here. That just looks like a... You can't zoom in walk around mode. I'm using the actual Barry Seal walk around mode right here, so I can't really zoom in. But overall, not bad. We got our... let's see. Everything's off right now. Where is the... Oh, yeah, avionics vent. I passed it right here. So here's our avionics ventilation. That looks good. It looks like that might actually be the... a panel there that'll open up for proper ventilation. We'll see when we get power to the aircraft. Everything else looks about the same. But yeah, maybe it's just the paint. But you see what I'm talking about? The streaking? I don't know. It could just be the lighting too. Who knows? I don't know. Yeah, we'll continue on. Coming up under the main landing gear, let's take a look up under here. Here's the main landing gear, right main. Looks pretty standard for modeling. No crazy detail. But definitely better than some other aircraft that we have. So this is definitely passable. We got our brake wear indicators down there. Let's come around. We got our brake fans here on the side. Yep, there's our brake wear indicator pins like that. Actually, I wonder if I can test the... this is one thing I should test on the Fenix because I haven't even tested it yet. But recently I told you guys I had a stuck brake. Like we had an actual locked brake. And watching the pucks engage and disengage, I wonder if that's visible on any of the aircraft. We'll have to check that out later. But overall, main landing gear, we'll keep coming around. Here comes the, what do we got here? Outflow. Yep, outflow valve. Toilet lav. Not much going on there, pretty standard. John G, thanks for the $2 super chat, man. Appreciate you. This has to be the most anticipated V1 stream. I mean, for y'all, it does. I mean, we're gonna get into it. Thanks for the $2 super chat, man. We're gonna take a hard look at it. It's kind of hard in this lighting, too. I don't want to be super critical. We're under the clouds. You know Microsoft, how it does its little lighting situation. One thing I have noticed, I feel like frames are a little bit heavier than the Fenix. But it might just be because we're in walk-around mode. We'll see. If I might have to launch auto FPS once we get to, or auto LOD once we get in the cockpit here. We'll take a look at the performance here in a minute. What's up, Jado Flies? Good to see you, man. Same deal over here. Landing gear. That's a 2D, or that's a light bulb there picture. It's not actual 3D. I want to take a look at the engine. We didn't really look at the engine on the other side. So the engine is spinning. Spinning awfully fast. Everything's off. Checking my hardware. Yeah, I don't know why. We might have... must be a wind or something that's causing those to spin that fast. Now, I would anticipate hearing the clanking. If that engine is moving, especially at that speed. But overall looks good. We've got the acoustic lining here. No T2 probe. No T2 probe. Is the FO motoring it? I hope the FO is not motoring it. I want to take a look at the nav lights here real quick because we always are critical of lights. Yeah, lights are okay. They're actually in the wing. That's good. There's some other aircraft out there that kind of really skimp on how they do the lights. But overall, decent model. I mean, it's by no means, and I don't think this is a surprise to anybody. By no means is this Fenix level. I don't think we've seen. You're not supposed to touch that. That shouldn't have that many smudge marks on it. I don't think there's any debate in the modeling comparison and texturing comparison that the Fenix is going to be superior. So I don't want to just sit around and beat a dead horse because I think unless you are struggling to see, there's really no competition when it comes to visuals, at least in my initial inspection. The Neos don't clank. Do the leaps? The leaps don't clickety clack, Matthew? Okay, so the leaps don't clickety clack. That's something new to me. So that's why I'm like, I don't know if there should be noise or not. So no clacking for the Neos. What is the wind condition down here? We'll have to pull up a Sangster ATIS before we blast off. All right, here she is. This is the cockpit, cold and dark. Looks like we already have an in-op sticker. Now, I do love this. I do love this. Come in here. Now, probe window heat. That's... I I feel like I've seen that one before on screenshots, so we're going to avoid icing conditions. We'll take a look at the tech log. I think there's going to be some other stipulations with that. Good thing we're flying from Sangster to Miami. Shouldn't have to deal with icing, but remember, even though it's summertime and you're down south, you get up to those higher flight levels, icing can definitely become an issue. So let's go ahead and boot this aircraft up. We've got 28 volt. Actually, let's go ahead and do a full entry and inspection. Let's do a full entry and inspection. So we'll walk into the cockpit, right? We'll come in here. We got crew use only. Everything looks good. First thing I like to do right before I get to my seat is I'll take a look at the circuit breaker panel. I'll make sure, because this is the best angle to tell if anything has popped out, right? So you kind of look down the circuit breaker panel. Nothing has popped out. That looks good. Everything looks good there. Does this jump seat slide out? Is there a click spot for the jump seat? Click spot for the door. Interesting. Does this slide out? No. I think I just popped a circuit breaker, maybe. I clicked something. Now I'm nervous. It does, but I don't know how. Well, I kind of need to see the circuit breakers because I'm pretty sure I just popped a few. Let's see. Does that need to go back in? Avionics vent blower. Let's plug you back in. Forward galley circuit breakers are popped. I don't know how to get the jump seat out. Oh, right there. Oh. We lifted the headrest. Oh, we got that down. Maybe it doesn't slide out. Maybe this isn't... It doesn't have the lever for sliding. Is this a non-sliding? That wouldn't make sense. Click on the headrest, he says. Nope, we just opened the door. Get on the jump seat. Okay, well, nope, I've given up. I've given up. Jump seat is in-op. We're going to in-op it. I know I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed when it comes to technical stuff. And I know we had our fair share of discussions of, me not getting something, but this is definitely not very intuitive. It's missing the locking levers. So the real jump seat would have a couple of locking levers, have the slide out, and then it actually have the seatbelt lock on it. Those are missing. So I'm not quite sure what's going on that. They've actually removed the second jump seat. This is possible. Some airlines do this. They remove the second jump seat. So that's pretty standard. Up here, we've got our rain repellent. We're not going to spend much time on it. But yeah, that's in the green. That looks good. This is the little secret compartment. Ooh, they got some rolls of paper in there, it looks like. Yep. So they got some rolls of paper in there. I think that's what those are. At least that's what we put in ours. And there's the little secret compartment. Down here is where we control put the landing gear pins. No floppy disk in there. So I think we're safe. Fire extinguisher. Can we open these? Yeah, we can open these. That looks good. Can't open that cargo bin. We would check for life vests and everything in here, do our inspection, make sure nothing is in the waste compartment as well. And then when all that has been completed, we'll come down here, we'll plop ourselves on the jump seat, and we'll start booting up the aircraft. Can I open the window? Well, I need my EFB. Let's open the first officer's window. Yes, you can. You can open the first officer's window. So we got some air in here now. Let's go ahead and get the aircraft fired up. So 25.6 volts is what you need. 25.5 or less, we got to do a battery charge. So we go battery 1. Powers the off light for battery 2. Very good. Battery 2, we get the ding. Landing gear lights are down, indicating the ISIS is coming up. That looks pretty standard. And we'll go ahead. Oh, we don't have external power connected. That's not good. Let's go to GPU. It is connected. External power is coming on. Got an additional beep in there that I've not used to, but everything else sounds pretty good. Whoa, that's loud. I'm going to turn it down a little bit. Those fans seem pretty loud. Got some flickering going on over here. Chris PT6, my man, thanks for the $10 soup chat. Here's one for your next coffee. Hey, who's going to find a good place we can all have medium rare ribeye after the expo? That sounds good to me. Chris PT6, thanks for the $10 soup chat. I do have myself a little coffee this afternoon to power through this stream. Thank you for the support, man. Appreciate you.
Radio check for steerings, 287.
Whoa. Loud and clear. About 50 by 5. All right, so we must have some different FWCs powering up here that I'm not familiar with. We're getting additional fire warning. I'm not saying that's wrong or what, but it is motoring. We do have N1 indications. That's a little bit suspect. Let me close this window. I wonder if this is... Uh-oh. There we go. Move the latch. Uh-oh. Gus? Gus, I can't close the window now. All right. Very not intuitive, but it works. We're closed, got the red latch there, that looks good. All right, aircraft's booting up. Anti-ice right windshield. Not quite sure why our must have had an old guy in here. Turn everything down, prevent burn through the CRTs. Clear that out. Let's go ahead and do an overhead flow now that we've got power to the aircraft. So we'll get the crew supply on, we'll get the ground control on. CVR test, it might be a little bit early. Appears to be working. Captain purrs, the vac is in captain. We'll go ADIRS 1, 2, and 3. Some additional flashing there that I'm not saying is inaccurate, but that's not what we have on our Neos, so just different software. A thing to note about Airbus, guys, is there's a lot of different software versions that a lot of different operators use. So what I may be accustomed to is not maybe what they're representing or vice versa, and you know, what I think could be incorrect might actually be correct. So little things like that, I'm just going to say, I don't know. It's not what I'm used to, but it's not necessarily wrong. So, but yeah, that's one thing to really keep in mind with Airbus is there's so many different versions of software loading, and you got Pegasus and Thales and Honeywell, a bunch of different things going on. So the Fenix should run 5 minutes after power up. So if we go to the engine page, we'll see that we've got oil here. That looks good. We check our oil quantities. We'll finish our overhead flow. We'll come down here, go strobe auto, nav position 1, seatbelts off, no smoking on, arm the emergency exit lights. Sounds are pretty tactile, but they seem a little light, like they're missing some bass. I don't know. That's just my initial impression here as we boot up. Everything looks good. Fault lights out. Let's do a battery test. So we know the Fenix always fails this. On the initial boot up. I don't know if that has to do with Microsoft or not. So we're going to do a battery test real quick. We're going to disconnect the batteries. We're going to reconnect them, and we're looking for less than 60 amps, decreasing to less than, 10 amps in 5 seconds or 10 seconds? Somewhere in there. Basically, if you have a lot of extra amperage, we're going to do the battery test before we push back to make sure our batteries are charged. So we're going to go ahead and disconnect battery 1, battery 2, reconnect battery 1, battery 2. You'll see here we've got a surge in amperage, and it's actually decreasing less than 10 amps within 60 seconds or something. So that is a successful battery test right there. That is a successful initial battery test. We'll do the fire test, engine 1. We got the squibs, the ECAMs. I can't move my mouse any further down, but I can assure you the pedestal light is probably on as well. Same for engine 2. And APU fire. Our squib on the APU discharge is not in green. I wonder if that's a CFM LEAP thing or maybe an American configuration. What I have noticed is that it appears the aircraft cockpit is tied to the livery. So I loaded in one livery that had a different radio panel, and now this one has the old school radio panel. So that must be due to some research that FS Labs has done, and with this specific aircraft, the 400 Alpha November, they're running the old school radios with the Neo motors. So, but I don't believe I've ever seen that in green. So, but again, that's just what I'm accustomed to seeing. All right, I do like the cockpit and forward cabin, aft cabin fans are all in the 11 o'clock position. Matter of fact, we could probably juice those down because it's going to be hot here, or at least humid. Coming up the right-hand side, everything looks good. We are VHF3. This is out and at the 12 o'clock position. And again, we want to make sure that this radio panel PA is out to the 12 o'clock position to ensure that all PA announcements are recorded on the CVR in case there's an accident and they got to pull the tapes. So overhead panel is complete. We'll come down here. We'll do a status and recall check. Anti-ice right windshield. That means captain's got to do some work. We got to look in the book. We got flight control maintenance. That's not good. That must be because we're not aligned. That's because we're not aligned. So we'll come back to that. Right windshield heat, autopilot 1 and 2, that's associated with our alignment not being complete. We've already checked the engine. So here, the oil has disappeared. Now, I don't know, again, I don't know if it's supposed to be longer than that on the CFM LEAP, but ours stay powered for 5 minutes, I believe. I have popped circuit breakers still. I don't believe I do. At least ones that I don't believe I can push back in. So I can't push that one back in. And aft galley feeder. They're just feeder circuit breakers. I can't push those back in. Those are popped. Nothing else is popped. At least if it was, we'd have a CB trip. So I don't see any other ones. Unless you guys think there's some other ones that I have popped. Is there something popped on the overhead? I don't know. Let's take a look. Nothing popped on the overhead. Everything looks good here. But yeah, those two behind the seat are, I can't change those. Those are not toggleable. Now, one other thing, I have not been able to successfully get my mini FCU working with this. So my mini FCU is in op. I don't know if y'all's mini FCU is working with the Neo. I updated the firmware and everything, but I can't get my mini FCU to work, so we're going to have to do the click and drag. But for me, my mini FCU is not working with the Neo version, at least with which one I have. All right, let's go to the FMGC. Oh, I forgot to do a database update on this thing. That's not good. Oh well. All right, so fuel payload and fuel and payloading with this thing, it's heavily relies on GSX. I no longer use GSX, so we're just going to do it the old school way. But let's see if we can't mess around with the EFB here for a minute. I probably need a link navigraph. This will take a quick second. Let me link navigraph while I'm thinking about it. No. What is the amber? What's going on here? What are we opening tabs? What did we do here? Interesting. Okay. Weight and balance. That's fine. All right, weight and balance. Real quick, before I start looking at this, is there a way to... You gotta be kidding. My view's getting... So, there's a lot of weird things going on. If I have my mouse over the McDo and I use my keyboard to move my view around, it does it. It takes it as a keyboard input, which is interesting. I wonder if you can turn that off. But let's go over here to our fuel. We're going to get our SimBrief stuff loaded up right now because I'm not using GSX. This does rely on GSX to get you loaded, which is pretty cool. If you're into GSX, I've kind of gotten away from it right now. So we need 12,401 on the block fuel. We'll load that up into the tanks. That looks good. We'll come over here to payload. As far as a payload is concerned, we're looking for... You can use the AOC and load instantly. Let me see. Hearing a lot of clickings. Okay. Initialization received. That's us. Crew details. Oh, that's kind of cool. All right. Perf request. No. See, this is for GSX though. I might just do it manually. We'll see. OFP data over to GSX. Well, let's see. Let's get the route in here first because we'll mess with that. I'm more concerned with this because I didn't update. So it'll be runway 7. I'm more concerned with this than the weights because we can figure out the weights, but this is my bad here. I didn't update the nav data. Risotto 2, so we've got that. Insert. And then into Miami, it's the Vice 2 for 09. ILS 09. Vice 2. So we got everything we need. That's good. All right, Vice 2, Miami, off of Zeus transition. We'll come back. We'll come back to all the weight and we'll come back to weight and balance because there's a lot of you telling me what to do over there, and we'll figure it out later. Let's get the flight plan loaded in. So we got the flight plan loaded in. Let's do our secondary initialization. Actually, yeah, we'll do our secondary. Init, we're going to do MKJS to MKJS. Secondary, arrival will come right back to, I guess RNAV 7, secondary perf. All we care about is the approach. We're just going to put actually, we'll do 500 for an autopilot in the barrow or sea level. QNH, it's 26 off the ECAM. Magic barrel ref key is 2994. We'll zero out the winds for right now. Beautiful. Secondary is done. RadNav. Put MKJS here in the prog. Perf. Init B. And this is where we put in our weights here. So thanks, Turk. Appreciate you. OFP data, instant fuel send, boarding page instant. What? OFP data, instant fuel. I've already got the fuel I need, though. Page. Send. Has expired. This has expired, Turk. All right, fuel 12. We've got our fuel. We have the fuel on board that we need. What we need to worry about is the boarding. Right here. Cargoes. It's not integrated with SimBrief. It's integrated with GSX though. See? Request instant. 0 fuel weight, 141.7, 28.8 CG. And if I look, yes, it does have MELs. I'm looking at my estimated fuel here real quick. That looks good, 141.7. Actually, a little bit lighter. But that's because I didn't have the cargo in there. 127.8. 3.9. I hear people boarding. I hear people boarding. So they must be boarding. No, I mean, I see you guys going off, but I know without GSX it's a pain in the butt, because with GSX it's actually pretty easy. I just want to know if there's like a progress to the loading to know that it's actually loading. Is that a thing? EFB weight and balance will show you if they're actually boarding. So it looks like they are. See? So they are boarding. So they're fine. They're boarding. It's very unique to FS Labs. There's a lot of fiddling around in the McDo. It's not through the EFB, which I wish it was, but that's a P3D thing. Hopefully they'll bring all that stuff from the McDo to the EFB. I do know GSX with this airplane is probably the way to run it, because if you run with GSX, you just set it to do everything and it will automatically start bringing everything to the airplane. That's how I used to use it in P3D. But without GSX, yeah, I'm stuck on 114 packs. I wonder why that is. Zero fuel weight hasn't changed. And we're definitely out of CG. But I thought there was a way for it to just pull in your sim brief and let you start loading it. So we've got that. Our performance request, well, that's for perf. We're not worried about that. Weather and ATIS, we're not worried about that right now. We've got our fuel. All I'm worried about is our cargo and payload. What if I put in my own cargo? You must send OFP data. We sent OFP data. We went OFP data. We've sent it. But I don't have GSX. Well, we may just not even take it off the ground. Because yeah, I'd rather just set it manually. Dead to me. Yeah, what if I just put it in my own payload? I think that's all that matters. The plus sign mean it wasn't set properly. Block fuel, taxi, trip fuel. That's what we need. But in OFP data, we don't have any passenger data. I'd rather just do it this way, like I was going to do it. This is... And then we'll just add cargo here, CP1. I'm going to set my own weights. So we're going to go... Estimates are 157.3, 157.3, and... $46 we need. Alexander, you're saying all I have to do is send OFP data. How many times have I hit send OFP data? AOC, OFP data, send. Send, 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 send. Send, 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 send. Not working. Not working. So what we're gonna do is set our own weights. Oh my gosh, perf request keeps, I keep thinking perf is like weight and balance. Boarding, but see, this is, I have 0 anticipated here. I'm gonna do it my own way. 20.5. There we go. That's what I want. Beautiful. Instant. Request. $33.3 clicks. Now, well, that's... Are we going to tail stand this thing? I need to run the test.exe. I just want to be able to load in, put my weights, and start up and go. That's all I want to do. Look at our freaking CG is way out of whack. Yeah, the launcher, it's got my SimBrief ID. It pulled all the takeoff data. It pulled the flight plan. McDo options payload. McDo menu options payload. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. Wrong one. Why is the CG so far out of whack? If you throw 0 fuel weight in the top right, it'll distribute the load. Up here? Let's try that. How to overcomplicate flying an Airbus. 157.3. Won't take that. Real Airbus Captain is loading issue and times out fixing it. 8K Ultra. Well, I'll tell you what I'm not doing. And I'm not going to install GSX. Won't take that one. It won't take it because it's blue. Oh my gosh, are you freaking kidding me? Alright, are we done? Are we done with this stupid thing? Holy shit. What an overcomplicated European design that was. Alright. My god. Init B, accept flight plan, load. Done. I get it. Read the manual. Yeah, okay, I'll read the manual. But in the meantime, I'll uninstall it and fly the Fenix. Alright, here we go. We finally got our stupid weights loaded in. We got our fuel on board. Let's get our fuel tank pumps on. Let's get the APU master switch on. We'll get the APU primed up. We have to go over the tech log. Let's actually get to something that's cool. Read the manual. Look at all this. So we got right hand windshield heat in op. Cat 3 single if FO is pilot flying. He's not. No WOPs into known icing conditions. We won't do that. Expires. Engine 2 N1 vibe. This is actually a good one. Engine 2 N1 vibe indication intermittent on engine SD page due to previous history, including TS without raised, spares ordered. I thought we were flying leaps. Why do we got vibes on this? We also have a deferred maintenance item, floor damage. The coin dot, is that the same thing that we call as the moon mat in the US? Outside FO door? FD door? I'm not sure what FD door stands for. Bubbling during flight. Coin dot. I'm pretty sure we call that moon mat. Climbed 370. Thanks for the $5 super chat. FS Labs accurately simulating my struggles with dispatch and the load agents. Welcome to America West, brother. Oh my goodness. What happens if you do if you click on this? Oh, confirm repair defect? No, we'll go with the windshield heat in op. That's fine. Windshield heat's in op. Performance, we'll leave that. I'd love to get a high vibe on takeoff. That'd actually be pretty cool. Oh, flight deck door. So it is, yeah. That is the moon mat. So we call that moon mat. All right, cool. That's fine. We've gone over our deferrals. Let me enter my Navigraph code. That's what I did need to do. I did need to do that real quick. Listen, you guys wanted to see this. And you wanted to see it today, so don't be mad at me. Sorry I didn't have time to read a 500-page manual on how to load the airplane. Alright. I've activated my bank account. It should work here. There we go. Mickey G, thanks for the $5 super chat. Don't they know Airbus pilots like you don't like work? I don't mind working. I don't like reading. That's the problem. Alright. So, can I import this? Hey, look at that. Imported. Taxi 10-9. Hey, pre-start. That's cool. I like that. Why is it so fuzzy? We'll blast off runway 07. All right, God help us. I'm going to try to get... Oh, see what happened? My mouse was over this, and I tried to move my keys around, and it takes it as a keystroke. We're going to try to figure out how to get the ATIS from here. Oh, we have... we should be able to go ATC page 2. No? Well, there's nobody to connect to, so if we don't have that, then we'll just go to Weather ATIS and METAR. Is that going to send it? Let's see. Flap is open. We're primed up. Start the APU. Let's go. I could turn all that off. Thank you. But keyboard input should require clicking. You know, it says McDo options on keyboard. Last page, disable keyboard. Thanks. I got to disable that. That's going to be annoying. All right. Almost Alt F4 before we got off the gate, chat. But we're fine. We're cooking now. We're burning that virtual Jet A, and I just lost my lighting over here for my tiller. Long story short, if you're going to fly the FS Labs, get GSX. Because it's much easier with GSX. That I can tell you from past experiences. Okay, is the APU starting or is somebody taxiing by? No, that was the APU start sound. Okay, cool. That was terrible. We'll go ahead and start the chrono. We'll get 3 minutes on that. Chrono is running. We'll get the VOR constraint mode. No ATCs online. We'll set our cruise altitude, flight level 330. Oh, I'm gonna need my sim brief. I rage quit sim brief. I gotta open that back up here. Hold on. Yeah, 34,000 feet. 34,000 feet is what we need. 340 was set. We're aligned 290904. Status page says right windshield heat. That's associated. And did we get any weather? We have a company message, so maybe. Let's see. Received messages. Oh gosh. All these load sheets. from all our screwing around with all these load sheets. All right, cool. Here we go. This is what I want. Weather Sangster 140 at 8. 2722014. Awesome. Sounds like we're almost done boarding. Now, the next challenge, should you accept it, is takeoff speeds. So is Fenix better? No comment yet. No comment yet. I really want to rage quit on the loading, but that's not a FS Labs problem. That's a me problem. Chris PT6, thanks for the $5 super chat. The APU sounded like a vacuum cleaner. Disappointed. Yeah, a little disappointing on that as well. We're going to do a Toga takeoff. Optimum, anti-ice off, air conditioning on because it's hot, and 29904 dry. I should be able to calculate that. Survey says... No. What am I missing? Calculate. Oh, select a runway. There we go. Calculate. Okay, just got to click it a couple times. All right, runway 7. V1 range, 130 to 137. That's interesting. 3742. Config 2, stab trim 0.8 down. We've got an accelerate stop margin of 1,100 feet. Headwind, crosswind, min, max, green dot 225. Balance field 201. All right, now... the next challenge, should you accept it, is uplink takeoff data. Okay, very cool. Ours takes like 4 button clicks. We got to uplink, received, and then we load it from our ACARs. We got 130, 137, 142. Flaps 2, though. This said flaps. Hold on. We're going to change this right now. McDo options, you said. Options. Last page. Various. ISIS new, DCDU installed, brake fans, auto brake low, GPS jamming. Where is the VCEFB installed? Tell me again, Turk, where we can move the clicking. Page 3 of 3. Oh, I was on 2 of 3. Thank you. Page 3 of 3 with page 2 not full. Cool. Controllers. Keyboard? Controller keyboard. My 5050 is draw McDo capture box, McDo enabled. Turn that off. Yeah, there we go. See, now I can move. Yep. Disable EFB2. All right, cool. Disabled both. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Both have been removed. Ooh, sounds. Sound volumes. A lot of settings in here. Good night. Ryder, thanks for the $10 Canadian, man. Finally catching live after being ridiculous busy with ATC training. What's up, man? Happy to be finally done and be back here. Hey, Ryder, thanks for the $10 super chat, man. Good thing you tuned in now because you just missed a heck of a fumbling scenario. So glad to have you on. Thanks for the $10 super chat, my man. All right, APU bleeds coming on. We'll disconnect from there. Can we hear the pack spin up here at all? Window views, that's about as good as I can get them. Yeah, I think I can hear the packs. Sangster traffic is 1875. 1875, we're getting ready for push and start. Now that'll be interesting, trying to push back without GSX. 1875. I don't know why this is saying flaps 2, and this said, oh, it was flaps 2. That is right. 30, 37, 42, flaps 2, down 0.8. All right, I think we're just about ready to go. In that case, we'll get the beacon on. Let's go to connections. Get rid of the GPU, get rid of the chocks. Prepare for push and start. (11875) is on. 118. I get a radio check for Sangster traffic.
5x5.
Roger. Sangster traffic, American 357, going to be pushing back here at gate 13. All right, we're finally ready to go. Now, I don't believe there's any way to push back without GSX other than the default. So we're going to try this. We're going to release the parking brake. My feet are on the brakes. Standby 2000, TARA, will turn you on. And let's do Alt, is it Alt J? Alt P? Make sure you check out the wing flex. Captain Canada. No, it's not Shift P, it's Alt P. It's Alt P for 2024. Alright, here we go. Yeah, they changed that. That's good on Microsoft. Our N1s are still ripping for some reason. Thanks for traffic. American 357 pushing back 13. Unknown which direction we're going to be going here for the tail, so I know the traffic behind us. Just heads up. Toga flaps 1 numbers 40, 45, 51. We'll go flaps 2, Gus. We'll go with what the book says.
Captain crew, please arm your doors for departure. Thank you.
What are the winds? .140 at 8. So they'd be blowing, I guess they'd come over that terminal building. So they would be blowing right in there. Oh, I'm sorry, Avro. Hey, I'm sorry, Avro. Nice. Nice default pushback. Cockpit around. Set brakes. Brakes are set.
Thanks for traffic for track 69, pushing off gate 15.
Let's go ahead and start it up. All right, just as planned, right there. We'll start 2 first. Engine mode to ignition start. So we actually have negative N1s right now. You see that? Bleed pressure is up. We'll start 1. Starting engine 1. Let's watch it from inside. It's interesting. We got the attention getters on this software load. Doesn't seem right, but again, that's just me. So these gray boxes right here. I don't know if they would be on this software load, but that's all right. Though some of our new Neos have that, the attention grabbers. Do y'all ever do a thrust reverser deployed start for negative N1? No. No, Mickey G, negative. Do not do that. That's a very quick start, but that is a leap. That is the benefit of the leaps. Starting engine 2.
Traffic American 2611, taxi and reset the Alpha.
Not the best. Not the best there on the startup sounds, that is for sure. Alright, we've got 2 good starts. We're going to go back to normal. RMU. We're doing flaps too. Let's take a listen to the flap extension sounds. Ha. What's happening? Okay. Yeah. Listen, chat. We know that nothing can beat the Fenix in terms of sounds and textures. But dang. Alright, 2 good starts. Flaps 2. Let's just do all of our stuff right here. Let's go ahead and kill the APU bleed. APU bleed's coming off. That's coming off. Did I leave the seatbelt sign off? I did. Seatbelt sign is on. Alright, that's on me. Flight control check here. Full up. Full down. Neutral. Full left. Full right. Neutral. Rudder. Full left. Full right. Neutral. We need to be 0.8 trimmed down. 0.8 is set. Ground spoilers armed. After start checklist is complete. The clickies, is the clickies of the switch kind of bother me too. Alright, got a nice LED light on there. Brakes released.
Gentlemen, we now ask for your attention while we take you through.
Rather listen to this. Here we go.
Brace. There are 2 emergency exits at the rear.
Why do I hear the flight?
Four in
Okay,
the
close the door.
and 2 at the front of the cabin. Floor lighting will guide you to an exit. Please be aware that your nearest exit may be behind you.
Nice touch. We can close that. Brake check.
Thanks for traffic crew track.
Pressure 0. Hold on, I want to check
Taxi
something.
runway 07 via Alpha. Thanks for
Accumulator looks good. Alright, here we go.
Times. If the air supply fails, masks will drop from above you.
Taxiing on the ground does not feel awesome. I'm going to be very careful here. What is that? I don't know. Let's keep on going. Oh, we got to do a PA though. Is he still talking? Let's do a PA. All right, we'll do a PA here. How do I? Oh, I can't do a PA. Oh, I think I can, so you guys can't hear. Let me test it like this. I'm going to mute myself. I'm going to make my own PA. This is really cool. Hold on, wait. So did you guys hear me talking? No, I know I need to go into the cabin. I'm just trying to test if you can't hear me, right? Okay, yeah, I know how the PA works. I've done it before. I love it at P3D. It's pretty cool. I just want, okay, cool. All right, so we're good. We're good. I was just testing. We'll do a PA here in a minute. I was just trying to see how I could set up my OBS so you guys won't hear me, but the sim will still hear me. The PFD colors seem way off. Or is that just me? Dim them down a little bit? It seems like... It seems orange. Maybe it's me. Fubar, what's up, man? Alright, let's make our PA here while we're holding short. No, hold on. Never mind. Let's just try this. Flight attendants prepare for takeoff. Flight attendants prepare for takeoff. Okay, so it does work. Okay. KJS traffic, America 357 going to be departing runway 07 out to the north. Sangster. We got the double click of the landing lights there. That's cool. Let's get a little integral lighting going on. All right, here we go. Auto brakes max. Takeoff config is checked. Can I move this armrest? PWS on and auto. Can I move that armrest? I'm going to have to look at that. Whoa, you see how quick it rips over? Yeah, taxiing is not awesome. AJ, thanks for the $3 super chat. You'll be happy to know that the stirrups also drop. Ah. All right. Yeah, the PA does work. Yeah, we did a PA. We'll have to do some real ones. I was just testing it. I was trying to figure out how I could do it where I could speak. I got it figured out now. All right. Let's bring up our charts. We're giving that guy a little bit of time to get out of here. Risotto 2. Climbing left turn off of Sangster. Sangster traffic, American 357 departing runway 07 out to the north, Sangster. Alright, the moment we've all been waiting for. Do we do it from wing view or cockpit view? Spool them up 50. Yoga's in chat. Here we go. Yoga.
Thanks for traffic for track 69.
Man, Toga, SRS runway, auto thrust blue. Thrust set. Oh, that's quick. 100 knots. Check. V1. Rotate. Positive rate. Gear up. Nav it. Fly with. Wow, with rattle and nose wheel. Golly. Rattling. Thrust, climb, climb, auto thrust. Anti-ice right windshield, that's associated. Clear anti-ice, clear anti-ice. Status, clear status. That's associated per MEL. There's F-speed, flaps 1, speed checks. Comes S-speed, flap 0, F takeoff checklist. Just trying to get a feeling for how it feels in flight here. Just doing some little S turns, don't mind me. All right, we're looking for 10 and 250. What is rattle? Do you hear that rattling?
07 Roscoe 2 departure to the north.
Thanks for traffic, American 357 out of 4,400. Out to the north, last call, Sangster. Man, this is a powerful 321. What's our gross weight? 168? I feel like I'm in prison with my wing views here. Sounds are be honest with you, I'll just say this. I don't like the sounds. You guys obviously form your own opinions, but in my personal opinion, I don't know. Something's off. They sound they sound like low quality recordings. Does that make sense? Like, they're not like I like the sound of that rattle right after takeoff. Man, I've had some airplanes that really rattle when that nose wheel's slowing down on the wheel well right below your feet. It's extremely loud. Get a really big vibration. But it just yeah, that's not it for me. It's not it for me. There's 10,000 feet. We'll lower the nose. It looks like we're climbing out at 302 on our cost index climb out speed. She's very stable in flight, very stable. Is this supposed to sound like the fly-by-wire A321X? So the fly-by-wire A321X is the same engine, correct. It is the CFM LEAP. Now, that is a 320, though. Out of 10, let's go ahead and close these, turn these off. Let the flight attendants know we're at a 10 thou. We're climbing. I don't know, I'm just trying, I'm going to keep hand flying it here for a minute. I just want to, there's really not much to do, but as far as hand flying is concerned, let me, yeah, we're pretty much straight out, so maybe we'll end up doing a pattern somewhere at the end of this flight, just to see. Let's engage autopilot 1, which we'll do it on here. AP1 is engaged. I gotta put winds to realistic for this bird. Got a 16 knot tailwind though. We're looking, I mean, it's all right. I mean, it felt good. It felt very stable, very rigid. Gosh, I can't get out. I can't get out. I can't get out. I'm in prison. How are the barrel roll physics? I don't know yet. We'll have to check it. What are your thoughts on the weird cockpit windows from the exterior? Weird cockpit windows from exterior. What do you mean weird? Do they look weird to you? They look fine to me. I don't know.
Thanks for traffic route track 69.
There's zero wing flex.
800.
Zero wing flex. Yeah, that's gotta be, that's a bug, right? They're gonna add wing flex. There has to be wing flex. The wings do flex. Yeah, there's zero wing flex. That kills the window view for me. Yeah, it said they'll add it. Okay, so it must just be that's just a bug. It's interesting that both wings are broken because we've had multiple. How many airplanes have we had in 2024 with one wing, one wing flexing, the other wing not flexing? Now we've got no wings flexing. Nope. We got no wings. They just said screw it. We're gonna have no wing flex. Hear me out. No wing flex is better than a low FPS wing flex? No. I don't know. I don't know. That's a tough one. You guys fight amongst yourselves. Alright, so other than the overcomplicated ATSU menu for a non-GSX user like myself, we got it going. Let's do a couple other things here as we're climbing out. 18,000 feet. We'll set standards once, twice, and thrice. Let's come down here to our data equitime point. Data equitime point. Data. No equal time point. Maybe because we're not up in cruise. Why would that shouldn't affect it? Why can't we get to ETP? So what I'm trying to do is I'll put a terrain on ND here. So a common thing to do when you're flying over equal time point. Now this particular flight, not too much of an issue because we got airfields all below us here. But what we need is to modify our ETPs between airports over water. So for instance, if you're going from well, since where we are over this little segment here, instead of having the equal time point all the way in Miami, I would change the destination to Havana, so then I would know, you know, over water here, which way do I need to go if I have an issue right away. It's just an immediate 180 or not. Now, like I said, this is a bad example because we're so close, but I've talked about this before, such as going from, let's say you're going from Chicago to Cancun, right? The equal time point is going to be somewhere near New Orleans, but then you're going to cross New Orleans and then you're going over the GoMex route over the Gulf of Mexico. And what I want to care about, or what I want to know, is when I'm over the Gulf, which way do I need to go if I have an immediate emergency? I would change the equal time point to be from New Orleans and Cancun, so then I can see where I'm going. If I have an immediate emergency and I need to make a quick decision, are we going back to New Orleans, or are we going straight to Cancun? Because right now we're over water. That's why equal time point modification is a good thing to have, especially when you're doing these over water routes like this. Apparently that's not modeled. Really? Interesting. How does it not have equal time point? Surely it does. Surely it has equal time point. I think maybe because maybe we're not a cruise, but I don't know why that would mess with it. On our jets, I'll tell you this. On our jets, I could mess with the equal time point right now. We'll see what happens when we get up here to 34,000 feet. I don't believe that it doesn't have it. What's the input delay for you? For me, it's around 1 second. It's really weird because everything is in the Fenix. I also have my low latency and ultra both places. I also around 60 FPS with frame gen. Input delay. What do you mean input delay? For the airplane, I really didn't notice any input delay. Let me disconnect the autopilot. Let's bring up the control cam so you can see. So let's watch together. I don't really see any input delay, do you? I mean, that looks pretty good to me. I really don't have any problem with input delay. We'll re-engage AP1. Yeah, I'm not having that issue, man. Sorry. Roberto's in the house. What's going on, man? Yeah, we got the 320 cam out here. We are rocking the Throttletek. They do make it pretty easy to calibrate the throttle, which is nice. The throttle calibration is going to be down here, obviously, options. Well, I can't remember where it was. It was somewhere in there. And you just click. You set each thrust lever and you click idle, forward, engine 2, reverse, etc. Engine 2 is shaking and baking? Really? Oh, look at that. Vibe N1 is X'd out. We got amber X's on number 2. Really? Let me go back to the tech log here. Engine 2 violations, indication intermittent. Yeah, so it's intermittent, so right now it's gone, but everything else is fine. I mean, all other parameters are normal, so it's just an indicator. It's an intermittent, so yeah, we're good there. I wanted to look at, hold on, I've got my MEO. I've got my actual one. I don't think it's any different, but I want to see if we got anything for this windshield heat. It's under anti-ice. Anti-ice. It's not in there, so let's check our OLBs. Nope, I didn't plan the failure, which I do like. I like this. It's random. At least, I believe it's random, right? Alright, anti-ice. It was the FO's window, right? Left-right windshield, or window. Anti-ice. Right windshield, because that makes a difference. Windshield and window are different. So in-op, windshield heat, crew awareness. There's no additional things we need to do, so we'll clear that. That should be... We should have a status message there, right? We should have a status message right here. This should say status. So we should have status, and that would be indicating if you brought up the status, and it would say in-op systems, right windshield heat. Again, unless there's a different software load on here that I'm not familiar with. But if we have an in-op system, we'll have a status box right here. Now, if it's a new failure, you'll have a flashing status box. But that should say STS right there. What do you think about the flight model so far? I'll tell you what, Alex. When we land in Miami, we will take it to. We'll do a landing test. We'll take it to Saint Martin, and we'll do a couple traffic patterns, just to get a good feel for it. How's that? We'll conclude the stream with that. Right now we're rocketing out 1,500 feet a minute. We're still doing all right. Just over a uniform Charlie Mike. Yeah, I don't know. The blower sound. Is it the blower sound? I don't know. I'm not feeling immersed in the cockpit sounds there. Cabin tour, yeah, we'll do that here in a moment. Oscar dropping the 5 gifted memberships. Thank you, man. Appreciate the support. Is it the wind noise? It might just be the wind noise. It might be their rendition of wind noise. But thank you, Oscar Inegwes, dropping the 5 gifted memberships. My man, appreciate you, dude. Very kind. Thank you, sir. Ah, the wing flex. Straight wing. Rigid wings. Mark says, I have no immersion. Mark, stop being so derogatory, man. All right. I mean, they need to incorporate the one where you like accidentally drop it and it just snaps down. That'd be cool. All right, well, let's do realism mode. So let's. Can I move? Oh goodness, we have the click and drag situation here. I think this is the lightest sun visor I've ever seen. All right, we're gonna get realism mode in here. Not a fan of the interaction of the maneuvering parts. There we go. Wait, did you say there's cockpit reflections in the cabin? There is. Yeah, look at that. Oh, well, hold on. Yeah, those are cockpit windows. That's the cockpit window in the cabin. That's twice. Why are you guys ruining my window views with noticing this stuff? FSS had this earlier. We discovered this in the 727, and you ruined my window view. Now you're ruining this view. Well, that window view was already ruined because there's no wing flex. So let's just sit on the jump seat. I want to take a look at the colors here. We'll see how the sun. When the sun set, actually, it should be a perfect flight for seeing a wide array of these colors because the sun's going to kind of go down. We'll see the lighting here. Oh yeah, AJ wants his stirrups. We'll get the tray table out. We'll get the stirrup down for you. There you go, AJ. Let's see if we can figure out this jump seat now. Now that I know it's click and drag. Hold on. We're going to figure this out. Oh, where it is. Where's the click spot? There you are. Hey! Now we're cooking. Who's got lunch? All right. All right. My initial my initial reaction now. The raging, I wasn't raging. I was more disappointed in myself that I couldn't figure out the zero fuel weight because I know everybody's getting frustrated watching me fumble around with it. That's on me. But hey, I just tried. You guys wanted to see this. I could have not streamed it today, spent 2 days learning it and then do it, but you guys really wanted to see it, so I apologize for that fumbling of the zero fuel weight. initial reactions aside from that so far, it feels like it's an early access airplane. That's kind of just my initial vibe. It feels early access to me. The sounds need some work. I'm not a fan of the interactions, but that doesn't mean you aren't. Like, I'd much rather just have a click here, and it does the animation, you know, for the sunshades and stuff like that. But the fact that it's modeled, that's good. So, but yeah, sounds I think are the biggest negative with this airplane. The only reason this plane gets any attention is it has very good systems. Well, Falcon X, we're leveling off here, Mach Alt Star. We're about to go to Alt Cruise, and if I don't have an equi-time point modeled, then I'm going to have questions for other things. Never in my life have I heard the engine spool down like that in cruise. That's just kind of a weird sound effect there. But, all right, Alt Cruise is engaged. We don't know if it's bumpy outside because the wing flex doesn't work, so we'll turn the seatbelt signs off. Now, looking here, I don't even have an ETP on my screen. I would definitely have one by now. We should see an ETP circle. So, let's see, data page, equi-time point not modeled. Okay, closest airports. They are semi-modeled, right? So can I put my own in here? Very cool. Miami, 340. I should have a distance to that. I don't have a distance to that, so that's not correct. You know what I didn't do is winds. Winds, can I get wind request, please? We'll do a wind request. We'll just do some basic systems testing here. We'll go through the status page. Let's go ahead and hit the all key. Vibe, that's normal. Everything looks good. We're on system 2. Delta P is 8 PSI. Everything looks good here. Go back to electrical real quick. 26 and 51. Gen 1 is working 52%. All right, cool. This is all normal indications. Slightly over service there on the yellow, it would appear. Fuel is looking good. Got a couple aft tanks. Cabin's cooled off nicely. We can go ahead and probably reset this. Everyone's getting a little bit chilly. So we'll put you there. I'll put you there. Put you about there. It doesn't look like we're going to be getting winds. We'll go through here. Pitch trim is running, or is that just because I... Alright, cool. Pitch trim's moving. Alright, everything looks pretty good there. Is ETP an option? No, ETP should be there. That's actually a very important piece of information. ETP stands for equi-time point. Alright, we're flying along. Let's go to the offset page. Actually, fixed info page. Remember, flight factor didn't have that. Let's go Miami, and let's put a 30-mile radius around that. Beautiful. Can I turn that into a waypoint? I should have turned it into a waypoint. No, I did not. Miami Center's online. All right, cool. We'll be listening. We're just kind of doing some systems looking right now. So that's interesting. That didn't work. So let me try again. Let's go flight plan. Let's do a fix info page off of Zeus. So we're going to go ZEUSS, new fix. Let's say ATCs, hey, I need you to cross 25 this side of Zeus at 15,000 feet. Yeah, that's not working. So what I should be able to do here is click on radius. This should populate PBD01, or actually PBD02, because I already did it one time. It would create a waypoint there just before Zeus, and then I could put an altitude restriction on Zeus. So that's not correctly simulated, but at least we've got fixed info rings, so that's fine. What else? I'm just looking for basic things here, and I haven't even flown. This is my first flight on this airplane. So, let's do a little PA real quick. Hold on. That is kind of a fun thing to do.
our award-winning selection of gifts, most with massive discounts.
Oh, come on,
Make the
man.
most of your opportunity to shop and...
Ah, he's got PA. Is the PA light on? Should I wait for him? So he's making a PA. There should be a PA light on the overhead. Am I crazy? He blocked me. So IRL, the pilot's PA would override him. Now there should be a PA light up here. So we got the toilet occupado. There should be a PA light on. I must be going crazy. Am I going crazy? All right. Continuing on. Well, I just thought that would be cool too. I mean, listen, I think that if you're going to implement the PA function, which is really cool, I love it. I wish Fenix had that PA function. I think it's pretty neat. But it would also be cool if you could look up here and say, "Oh yeah, they're on the phone right now," so you could just you don't have to listen. But can I? Yeah. Oh well. Toilet light comes on sometimes. All right, let's see what else we got here. So we I saw a message for the wind. It came back. There we go. Beautiful. Insert uplink. Beautiful. So our winds did come back. Just takes a little while. That real airplane takes a while too. Rad nav, nothing to hard tune. Our fuel looks suspicious. Why are we -2 on the fuel? Why are we -2 on the fuel? And we have an alternate? We do, Palm Beach. We should have an alternate here. This should have a PBI fuel prediction. We're not low on fuel, JJ. It's just giving me erroneous. So 1,003.4. This says I'm landing with 5.2. But somewhere between this landing at 5.2 and my fuel predict page showing me landing with 12 minutes and 1.2, we definitely have a discrepancy here. Quite a large one. What if I clear out alternate gas altogether? Matter of fact, I wonder if that's causing it. So real airplane, you can't delete this. Good. Can't delete that. The only way to get rid of an alternate is to do what, chat? Place none. What? Not in database. You can't delete the alternate? Okay. That's not wrong. Or that's not right. So let me change the alternate then. RSW. Okay. Now let me try none. That doesn't work. So in the real airplane, you cannot delete the alternate. But you should put NONE in there, and that would be the equivalent of deleting the alternate. We can't delete the alternate, so that's incorrect. None not detected. Let's see if that changed our fuel predict, though. That says we need 1.7. So it's calculating something for alternate gas on the fuel predict, but not over here, I think. I'm not sure. I'm not sure why the fuel is, we have a fuel discrepancy. Fuel on board 8.0. Fuel on board 7.9. Yeah, that checks out. We're not leaking any fuel, right? 394 burned, 7.9. All our fuel numbers are checking out. So there's definitely a discrepancy here with the fuel predict page, just for a basic alternate. What was our original? Palm Beach, KPBI, we'll put that back. KPBI is back up in there for a normal fuel. This would also change this. Let's go ahead and copy the active. Let's do another quick test of this. So some things that sometimes this will happen. On this flight, it may not show because it's such a short flight. But let's say air traffic control, or let's say we're just getting a really rough ride here at 34,000 feet and we want to step down. And ATC is like, yeah, you're going to have to get below 25,000 feet for a smooth ride. So what we would do is we would copy the active, and then we would go to secondary and NIT, and I would put flight level 250 in here. And then this should give me a new fuel burn at 25,000 feet. Secondary flight plan, 0.6. So according to the secondary, at 25,000 feet, it says we're going to land with 0 fuel, with 0.7. I find that extremely hard to believe. Since we're landing with 5.2 in Miami at 34,000 feet. We only have 250 miles to go. At 250, we should not be burning an extra 5,000. So that does not appear to be correct. Let me just try something else. What if about, let's just say 28,000 feet. All right, what's my going to be at 28? So you're telling me if I descend 6,000 feet, I'm going to burn an additional 4,000 pounds of gas? I'm not going to buy that. Someone else can do the math, though, but I'm not going to buy that. Unless, does it have a wrong fix in here somewhere? No, there's Rosto. Or did it not copy properly? Copy active. You know what it is? It's going all the way back. I think what it's doing is it's calculating the entire flight plan of the waypoints that we've already passed over. That's incorrect, because you see how it still has... It's tripping out. Well, no, not really. No, from Rosto to Zeus, that's not it either, because our 2 waypoint is Zeus, so that's not it either. I don't know. But that's definitely incorrect. So that's wrong. And I know it may sound like I'm literally trying to pick things apart here, but I'm not. I'm just kind of looking at things that I would do in the real airplane. So we're back to 340. And well, let's not even mess with the secondary. The secondary is funky. So let's come here. Let's go to our cost index. Let's say we're going to slow to cost index 0. Is that going to change anything? A little bit. We should see very minimal fuel change here because it's not changing much, but what, a Mach number from 0.77 to 0.76. So that seems that's accurate right there. We're only doing cost index 22, so that's good. That's working, but we don't like flying cost index 0. Let's Miami saying, hey, maintain max forward speed. Cost index 99. Engines are spooling up. We should have a little bit lower fuel on this here when it calculates. Yeah, 5.0. There we go. Burn a couple extra 100 pounds. That's accurate. And yeah, we're going to accelerate to about 7.8, 7.9 Mach. Should tell us here, perf cruise, 8.0, even better. Okay. Next phase, descent. We're going to change this to 320. And we're going to change 7.9. 7.9, 320 for a descent. That looks good. All right. Try RTA, route track adjustment. Oh, the special RTA trick. Okay, now we're digging. But Turk, since you brought it up, that's a great that's a great trick. So I'm going to go ahead and go back to cost index 0. So we're going to go to cost index 0. This is I'm always impressed if this works. It works in the Fenix, but I think Fenix was the only airplane I've ever seen to. But actually, you know what? I think Tolus actually had this working back in the day. So allegedly, let's say you're flying along here, and you get a printout saying, "Hey, slow to cost index is 0." So you want to be flying cost index 0, but you don't want to be flying 260 knots. We could put an RTA adjustment in to have the aircraft fly fast even at cost index 0. So what I'm going to do is, oh man, it's been so long since I've done this. Let's just try it for Mullen. No. Oh, is it it's been a while since I've done this. Is it right line? Yeah, RTA, Mullen. Right now we're estimating 2355. So let's say I want to make it at 2350. $23.50. insert. Now, time air at Mullen, that's normal. But look, it's going to go to 7 or 8.0 Mach. That's very good. That's cool. Very cool. So that's working. So what we've done is we're going to fly 8.0 Mach at cost index. Oh, at RTA cost index. So that's a software thing. Ours will still show 0, but this is actually showing an RTA cost index. It said, hey, we're going to fly an RTA cost index. So it's kind of cheap. You're being told. You're being tattletaled on now. The older software loads, that'll still say cost index 0, but the aircraft will fly 8.0 Mach. But neat to see that working. Very cool. What else can we try? Do some more basic stuff. How's our fuel? 3680, 37. Let's just do a little bit of fuel balance. This would be totally unnecessary in this scenario, but let's move some fuel around. So first things first, I'm going to move my ignition to ignition start. I got the ignition light. With the ignition on, I'm going to open the crossfeed valve. Crossfeed open. We're going to turn the low tank pumps off. So the left side is lower. So we're going to go left tank pumps 1 and 2 off. We'll start the chrono. We should get an ECAM here. Should say ding, gravity feeding, something, something. And we should burn a little fuel. So this isn't a true fuel transfer. This is just, we're burning fuel from one tank with higher pressure demand, and the fuel return is going to be going into the left tank. And Chaos has reported us to VATSIM because we just got suspended on VATSIM again. So, Chaos, thanks for reporting me. It has been confirmed VATSIM is stream sniping me to ban me from themselves. That's hilarious. Get a freaking life. That is funny. Oh. Sorry, I bumped my camera out of the way here. So we're not getting an ECAM. I didn't even make it to Miami Center, man. No, it's just yeah, shenanigans. All right, we actually went past where we need to go. So fuel transfer works. We should have got an ECAM though. We should have got a tank pump off gravity feeding message. So that's not proper, but we did move fuel properly. So we'll go ahead and move our ignition back to norm, and the fuel page, we'll get rid of that. That scam. All right. So we moved some fuel. What do I think is better, Phoenix or FS Labs? In my opinion, I still think the Phoenix is better at this point. But we don't have a Phoenix Neo, so it's kind of hard to say the Phoenix Neo is better than the FS Labs Neo because we don't have a Phoenix Neo yet. All right. We've done all that. I'm trying to think of some other things we could do. Offset until next waypoint. Yeah, we could try that. So let's say we need an offset for weather off of Zeus. Oh, it's been a while since I've done an offset. It also might be different in this aircraft. Oh, because it's not that waypoint. We got to do here. Hold crossing. One L on this. Oh, 1L. Okay, so that maybe I'm just forgetting. Maybe it is always 1L. Yeah. All right, because we got to put in our own fix. We're gonna offset at Zeus, ZEUSS. Did I misspell it?
Bank angle. Bank angle. Bank angle.
I wonder what the record is for the number of times of being banned by VATSIM. I say we go for it. Lol.
Callie
what clowns
Simmer.
they are. Oops, is this public?
This is.
Lol.
Thank you, Callie Simmer, for the $10 bank angle check. I mean, that's just pretty funny that it's come down to stream sniping to ban my account. But that's funny. It's all right. That's no harm, no foul. Bills Mafia, thanks for the $2 super chat as well. V1 versus Vatson is the new Patriots versus Steelers. Or it's going to be Patriots versus Jets. Just who's going to be the Jets. What is stream sniping? So they see that I am streaming, they see what flight I am, and then they ban that account. So they banned me a couple of years ago after I submitted a compliment to a controller because they questioned the legitimacy of the name on my account and then requested government issued ID to be submitted to them, which I then of course said absolutely not. Yeah. So then I made an alternate account. That ran for a couple of years. That was fine. Made another account because they banned that one. And then yesterday it started. We got pinged. We were doing our flight to Chihuahua. And Supervisor Mike sent us a message and said, "Are you there?" We responded. And they said, "Thank you. Have a good flight." Ended the flight. And then that account was banned. So I highly recommend that you never give a government-issued ID to any internet entity, and if that's bans you, just make an alternate account, because at this point, they are ridiculous. So, but Callie Simmer, again, thank you so much for your support. Oh yeah, you are right. We are going to the 2 waypoints, so let's offset at PPAWS? What do you mean? I should be able to offset from Zeus. I have to use Molin? I can't do a PPAWS offset? Oh, wait. This is how long it's been since I've done an offset. Right 5. There we go. Offset at PPAWS. Right 5. There we go. All right, insert. Sorry, guys, it's been a minute. But I should have more options, right? Like, when can I end the offset? Offset. But shouldn't I have more options here? Because how do you end offset? End the offset. It'll rejoin back on course. Supervisor Mike 100% lives in parents' basement. So I thought this very much could be a software thing, but I want to offset from a waypoint and an entry point. I thought I could put an entry point, an exit point for the offset. R5. And then there should be like exit here. I think what this is, I think you're right, Vodka. I think this is a partial implementation of the offset. Because you should have offset R5 or L whatever, and then you could have, it'll say exit point or re-entry point, and then you can actually adjust the angle at which you're going to rejoin. So very much well could be a software thing that I'm unfamiliar with, because I know our jets do this a little bit differently. You have a lot more functionality here. I'd have to actually check in the Fenix. I don't think I've done an offset in the Fenix in a very long time. So I'd have to look in the Fenix to compare. But as of right now, it's my gut instinct that this is a partial implementation of offset. But we'll go ahead and erase that. Fuel below 6,600 tons. That must mean we are getting close. Could it be because the waypoint after this is TOD? No. No, because I would still have an entry waypoint. All I know is our format for offset is different. So I'm not saying this is necessarily wrong, but I'm just saying from what I'm Yeah, see, I can't do it from L2. I can only do it from L1. I really think in our birds you can offset from whichever waypoint you select. Gosh, it's I'd have to I can't be certain though, guys. I don't remember. I'd have to be in the airplane to check it out. Our doc says it should be available on the PPAWS or waypoint. Yeah, Chaos, and that's what jives with what I was thinking. I'm pretty sure I could select it from a waypoint. All right. Anyway, everything else looks good. We are, I guess we'll start setting up. We're 184 miles out, so we'll come over here. We'll go to Navigraph. We'll get the approaches. Nope. Sangster. Go to Miami. Let's go to Star. And we're on the Vice. It should be pinned, actually, right? Yeah, Vice 2 is pinned. Vice 2 off of Zeus. If we get a descend via, it's going to be a bottom altitude at Sisto. Or no, Dala. Dala at 6,000. Blizz at 5,000 for runway 9. So we'll set 5,000 feet up here. 5,000 is set. Approach ILS 9er. We'll load this into the box right now. So 110.9092, 208 in the mins. We're entering the data right now. 208. Let's pull some weather. Atsu AOC arrival ATIS. Will it pull it from there? Let's just see if we get arrival ATIS like that. Could be a Thales deficiency. I know our pilots hate the Thales FMS. Yeah, very much could be. Like I said, I don't know, so I'm just going to disclose that. I don't know the answer to that offset thing. Receive messages. Miami Foxtrot 070 at 11. Temperature is 20. What? No space there. Broken 25. Yeah, I think that's temperature 29 and dew point 22. It's just all connected there. Temperature 2922, altimeter 3010. We'll throw up our ILS push buttons. 109.9. We have the final approach course right here. 092, barrel ref 208. We should get a brake low or medium. That looks good. Let's get the FO tidied up here for his approach. About 40 miles from top of descent. Thales says PPAWS only. They got it correct. Yeah, but so Turk, you're telling me, thanks for $2 super chat, man. So you're telling me on a Thales FMC, you can't define the entry and exit point? That's not cool. Thales, no bueno. So we just called Thales partial limitation. The level of objectivity in this is superb. No, I didn't say that's what it was. I said that I am assuming it could be that, but I said I don't know, man. Yuri, you must work for FS Labs. Wrong side. What's up, man? Don't be touching my tray table. I was eating. Sorry, dude. You're done now. Papa Jojo, jeez, Tyson. Thales is a discount 737 FMS. Oh, that's no good. I really like the Iveo days. The 13-year-old controllers hopping on just to clear V1 to land was an experience. That was fun. That was fun. I always thought the Airbus FMS was better than the 73 FMS. I was wrong, I guess. I guess so. So we must not have Thales boxes. I feel like I'm in a tunnel. The sounds in the back sound much better. There we go. That sounds better right there. We just hit, yep, so there's our cost index descent. Well, Oh, because we hit the RTA. So look at that. We hit the RTA. We couldn't. It actually, dang, it got pretty dang close. Look at that, 2350. Or was it Mullen? Yeah, so that's correct. Look at that. So our RTA has expired. So now it's going back to cost index 0. Very cool. We'll go ahead and just put you back to the normal. Oh, we have to delete the RTA. Can I delete it now? How can I delete the RTA? RTA cost index. Not allowed. RTA exists. The RTA was for Zeus. We're past Zeus. Look at that. We're getting into the slow. Oh, look at that. VLS. Alright, we're going to go ahead and pick it back up. Yeah, I tried to delete the RTA. I couldn't figure it out. So it won't let me delete it there. And then if I go to Zeus, RTA, now we're selected. Now can I delete it because we're selected? Yeah, it won't let me delete it. Or at least I don't know how to delete it because see, RTA is still in the box. Wrong side. What'd you say, man? I missed your message there. How you feel about this bird thus far? Surprised you got it after the smack you knocked for me getting it. I don't hate it. It's got pros and cons. There's a lot of things that are still kind of. There's a lot of. I mean, there's definitely some key features missing. Just some basic stuff. ETP doesn't exist. The fix info page doesn't work fully. We didn't get ECAM warning when we were gravity feeding and moving fuel. That should have been an ECAM. So it's definitely not perfect. Sounds definitely need work. But we'll see when we get down here in Miami. Now that we're offline, we'll just do maybe we'll just do a touch and go. Turk says I would have had a CTD in it by now. Some real angry chatters in here today. Who would have thought that was going to happen? I know, Captain Ken. I can't say anything about it because I should have known better, right? Look at the pretty clouds. Look at the pretty sky. The VATSIM police totalitarians as a cherry on top. I know it. Well, it's just funny that the VATSIM police are actually in chat. I mean, hey, I've made it. The fact that they have resorted to stream sniping me. Man, I must live rent-free in somebody's head over there. Because that's pretty funny. All I've been trying to do for the last 6 years is teach people how to use good radio communication, albeit and by teaching people to use good radio communication, I teach them by showing them what not to do. So, but I don't think I've ever abused the network. I think if anything, I've tried to encourage people to get on and be comfortable with flying on a network, but whatever, man. Yeah, Turk, I think, it's like I said, I still stand by what I said when we first got the cruise. This, to me, feels like an early access build, maybe. Not quite an alpha, somewhere between an alpha and a beta stage. If we can get the wing flex back, touch up the sounds, all right, now we're in beta. We could just clean up a few other things. Get the equitime point working, get the fix info page working, figure out why our fuel has been so sporadically incorrect. So now it's saying we're landing with fuel 5.1. Which we're about to start down. We'll see how accurate it is. But our fuel predict page is showing us landing with this is showing us with 11 minutes extra gas. So that's correct. What was it was the secondary, right? Yeah. Yeah, our secondary was our secondary fuel burns were incorrect, that's for sure. Min destination fuel on board should be amber. At 5.1, I don't think ours goes amber until And that could be different. When does it go amber? Is that configurable per the operator? It should only go amber if this goes below 0. So let's see if I can make it amber. So now this should go amber. So right now, the way I have it, I have us with no time. So in this case, I should have an amber EO fuel on board here. Well, just about 20 minutes ago, Brian. I got forcibly disconnected from network. User account is suspended. We're past the TOD. I got caught up reading y'all bickering. Let's see if she dives. We're late on the TOD. We'll manage the descent. Dive. We'll see if she goes and gets it here. So we got the econ descent window. So I guess this airplane is, they don't use the latch function. What is that? The FMSH2, that wouldn't apply to this because it's a different. Not quite sure exactly what software situation they got going on here. All right, so we're doing the old school descent. We got the econ descent window. We've caught up to it. We've set our descent speed. What is it? 310, 320, I believe. Yeah, 320 and 7.9. That looks good. Do we have any decels on the star? Vice 2. Coming off of Zeus, our first deceleration will be crocked at 280 knots. At or above 15. Croc 280 at or above 15. The FMS2 is already in the FS Labs. The software standard just isn't Neo. Okay. That's what I'm saying, man. There's so many different variations, man. It's you rack your brain on it. No, Tender, I was on VATSIM for like 5 years, and then I got banned, and then I made another account. I got banned on stream, the very first time I ever got banned. Actually, no, it wasn't on stream. It was after I submitted a compliment to the controller, and I don't know if that triggered something in their name searching database or whatever, and then that's when they wanted me to show ID, and I was like, no, thank you. So then that kind of went away. I made another account, and that account lasted for however long up until yesterday. Dylan, thank you for the 15 New Zealands, man. Appreciate you. Been an awful 48 hours in Big Sim World. Have a bourbon on me, Cap. Keep them coming. Man, I'm just looking forward to a day off tomorrow. I tell you what. Thank you, man, for the $15 super chat. Appreciate you. How good is the flight model? We're gonna do a couple touch and goes. Is what we're gonna do. Because I haven't really had this is my first flight in it. We're gonna do some touch and goes. We'll do some hand flying. Oh, the initial ban, Tender? Because I didn't want to submit identification. I'm not submitting anything to anybody. Not sending anybody any ID. You kidding me? And Tender Aviation, I could have, and very easily could have just, submitted a fake ID. But no, I'm not going to do that. Excuse me, sir. I need your ID and socials for verification. What I thought was funny is I posted the whole first conversation. So when that first ban, I posted the conversation, and then people were on me, cough chaos, for posting the conversation because I doxed the guy who banned me. And I'm like, really? So you're mad at me because I posted a picture of the conversation between the guy who banned me, and you're mad at me because I'm posting his name on the internet, yet I'm being banned because they want my name? I don't know. It's so dumb. But now Tender Aviation, so now it's become a stream sniping scenario where they'll see if I'm streaming, and then they'll ban me from the stream. Just tell VATSIM that FS Labs has all your info. Listen, so far so good, man. I don't know about that texture of the pylon there. That's all right. I think it's the window view. I want a free cabin. I want to be able to get out there. You know, I'm locked in here. It's better than PMDG's crooked lying pylons. Man, Turk, you're just real positive today, man, aren't you? Super positive. Dougal says, I had a similar issue when I first joined as my security status was still live. Seriously. Wow, Dougal. Yeah, Captain Kennedy, yeah, the XYZ on the CFG. So I was, so what's funny is I did that. I was doing that in dev mode. So I was editing the CFG. And then when I reselected the aircraft, I got the same bug that you had where my sim completely just locked up. I couldn't touch anything. I had to like Alt F4 everything. So then I said, screw it. I'm just going to reset the CFG so I could do the stream. But yeah, I went to edit the CFG to get me outside of the windows, and then it locked my it just locked my whole sim up. That's one I've never had before, where I mean you can't click anything. Yeah, if that's what, yeah, I don't know, maybe it's related to your issue. But that was a wild one. All right, let's go ahead and change the magic barrel ref. 3010 is set. Once, twice, and thrice. 3010 is set. We get the seatbelt sign on. We're starting down here. Yeah, I can't. So the co-pilot trick doesn't work, RP, because the co-pilot camera has been deleted, or they don't allow you. You only have pilot and instrument view. So the other views are gone. Wait a second. Maybe it's under first officer. Let me try. Hold on. Nope. See? Yeah, see? Oh, wait a second. Am I out? Uh-oh. Nope. Yeah. So, I mean, you can... So, the way to do that is you go to the CFG file and you go to your views and you change the XY position. And then once you change the XY position, once you spawn in, you'll be outside of the aircraft, and then you can move around and set your wing views. I just simply ran out of time. Reset Jet, what's going on, man? Long time no see. How you been? I'm sitting in our break room, 1 hour, 55 minutes to go. Sitting short call. Not like I'm counting or anything. Oh, man. Short call. Hey. 1 hour, 55 minutes. Not much left, dude. You're almost there. You're almost there, my man. London controller got outside by using eye tracker. Yeah, that could probably work too. Man, that sunset though is looking good. Let's get some cockpit lights on now. This will be cool. We'll go integral lighting. Little flood panel lighting on there. That looks pretty nice. Oops, didn't know that was still clicked on. Look at that. Not bad. We slowed to 280 on the star as intended. We're looking good. We're right on profile. Right on profile. The night cockpit is very nice, you think, Turk? Wow. Wow, Turk had his first compliment of the stream. We've been live for 2 hours and 10 minutes, and Turk said something positive. I think we've just had a breakthrough. Kate XO, I know. Chase plane, from what I've been told, is the real deal. We need chase plane in 2024. As soon as it drops in 24, I'll be picking it up. It's a good thing you're not flying tonight. I have the entire airline on my hands for the next 10 hours. Thank God it's reduced schedule day. Oh, man. You know what? The wrong side. I actually was supposed to fly to Baltimore today, but I dropped it. I was supposed to do Baltimore today and then one leg back tomorrow, but I was like, nope, I'm not going to drop it. I have a turn right after the expo too, which I may drop that in Raleigh. You don't see him bringing chase plane over Chaos? Really? Benny, what's up, man? Is it $70 for all FS Labs plane or for each variant? I do not know. This is the only one I own. So this one was $70, $75, I think, for the Neo. It's the only one I own. It's $70 for each variant, says Natical. Parallel 42 said they're developing chase plane for Microsoft Sim. Something. Oh, you'll get a $10 discount for the Neo if you're the CEO and order until September. Okay. All right, so you get $10 off if you have the CEO. Okay. Here comes 10,000 feet. Get the lights on. Little forward call going through 10,000. I mean, that looks incredible right there, though. Come on, everything looks really good. I feel like I'm on the jump seat right now. I mean, that looks great. We need to send Roscoe and a couple's friends in with the Louisville Slug. Oh, AJ. I'm not going to say it, Andy B. I'm not going to say it. What I really want for 24 is Flow Pro, but Edson says it's a long time off. Is that what Blackbox was using? Does Blackbox use Flow Pro? That's that ring that pops up and it's got all your stuff on it. That is pretty slick. Justin, what's going on, man? Testing.exe, that's the take on it so far. So far, I still stand by when we first got to cruise. I feel like it's rough around the edges, but I think a couple patches in, I'll have to reassess. But in my opinion, right now, I don't know where anybody's saying this has got better systems than the Fenix. I mean, we just did some very basic tests. We did an equitime point test that failed. We did a fuel transfer test that failed. It moved the fuel. We didn't get an ECAM. Our fuel calculations in the McDo are erroneous for the secondary flight plan. What else did we test? A couple other things. The PA is cool. There are definitely. I mean, it's a well simulated Airbus. I mean, the FS Labs. This is what I used to help train for my upgrade. So when I upgraded on the Airbus, I used the FS Labs back in FSX. So I know it's got good systems. I just, people saying it's more deeply simulated than the Fenix, and I'm kind of like, well, as of right now, I'm struggling. But we're going to do flight testing. We're going to do flight model testing here when we get down to Miami. We'll see if we can't do a balked landing to a touch and to a go around. That'll be our first test. Since there's no ATC online, well, there is ATC online, but since we've been disconnected, we will do a bulk landing to go around. We got a status message here. Right windshield heat, so that's back. So I wonder why that went away and came back. So this is what I was referring to earlier. I thought this should have been up the whole time. You see how we got in-op system, right windshield heat? That is what it should look like. I don't know why that went away in cruise. All right, let's go ahead and we'll take over the speed. We flew through the decel point, so she's trying to slow all the way down. It was 250 at Gammy, that's fine. We'll lock it in at 230. And I'll tell you what, let's just do an open descent down to 3. Thrust idle, open descent. Let's get the speed brakes out. Down we go. How do you find the fonts compared to IRL? The FS Lab ones look small compared to the Fenix we're running with Turk recently. I don't know, man. I don't know about the fonts. You know what's interesting, though? So what I can tell you that appears to be correct, and I don't know if it's the geometry of where the seat position is, but look down here. Does anybody notice something different? Look at my SD page. In the Fenix, I can't read that. And then I went to work and I was like, okay, how do I adjust my seat where I can't see the top of the lower ECAM? And I couldn't get it to a comfortable position where I couldn't see that lower ECAM. So this geometry is, in my opinion, more correct unless it's a seating position thing. Whatever it is, this is inaccurate. This is what it looks like from my seat when I'm in the airplane. In the Fenix, that cruise is blocked. You know, it's blocked almost more than halfway. So this actually has that correct. All right, we're coming down to 3,000. We're VFE minus 10. Let's go slats 1. How old are those flap sounds? I don't know. Those are default. Everything is default. I have no mods. I have no mods installed. Alright, we'll come back to 180. Speed alt star. We'll continue outbound 270. The lighting, though, is looking great, isn't it, Tender? I mean, that is awesome. We have our ECAM. That's correct. Let me get this back. There we go. So slats out. ECAM populates. Clear status. Clear status. VFE next minus 10. Flaps 2. You can hear the engine spool up right there because we were going to get into S-speed trap, so that's good. Let's go ahead and vector ourselves. Let's go ahead and take heading 290. And let's see if we can't shoot a line. So direct, grit. It's not populating the radial end. 092. Should nav blue, reselect heading. Draws the funky intercept, that's normal. Back in heading mode. Our box auto-populates that intercept course. Again, that's probably a software version on the FS Labs that it doesn't populate that. Right turn 360, we're 3,000. bring up our approaches. I'll slope runway 09. Grits at 3,000. American 357, turn right, heading 050, maintain 3,000, tell established, cleared ILS, runway 9 approach. 3 tell established, 050, on the heading, cleared ILS 9 approach for American 357 approach. AP2, glide slope blue, loc blue, Cat 3 dual autopilot 1+2, that checks. And American 357, that was a bad vector. Make that heading 060, and cleared intercept. 060. This will be a good perf test. So we got no VATSIM online. It's just default sim. We have Glide Slope Pro Miami. So this will be a good performance test. I didn't really notice any bad performance. I think on the ground, you know, a little bit heavy, but such is pretty much everything in 2024, to be honest with you. Loc Star, localizers alive. Christopher, I totally agree, man. Whatever the opinion is regarding this product, it's good to have competition. It forces devs to continue to strive for better and better add-ons. I totally agree, man. Competition is good. Absolutely. Glide slope's alive. Published mist is 3,000. Published mist has us going out slight right turn to Virginia Keys. Don't have a whole lot of 4.9 on the fuel now. Yeah, we should be amber, I think. Glide slope star, go on altitude set 3,000 blue. Ours is white. FO's LS switch can stay off? Yeah, it's fine. It should actually flash ILS. There it is. We'll turn his on too. But yeah, it'll flash ILS. It's got it there. I'm going to hand fly it. Actually, you know what? Auto land test. Since we're going to do a go around, let's do an auto land test. You guys good with that? We'll do an auto land. Ooh, I don't know if we're allowed to. I don't think you can auto land on 9, actually. Matter of fact, I think you have to hand fly it. Autopilot coupled approach not authorized.
2,500.
So I guarantee you, if we do an auto land test here, someone's going to leave a comment saying, well, you didn't read the notes, so you don't know what you're doing because it says not coupled approach. But I agree with Chaos. I don't think Microsoft cares, so let's just do it. Let's see what the sim does. All ILSs are the same. I agree. What's up, Delta Airlines? All right, so 2,000 feet, manage speed, gear down. Speed brakes armed, VFE next -10, flaps 3. We should be able to configure here, no problem. What the heck was that? What was that noise? VFE next, -10, flaps full. That scared me. That actually I thought somebody was on the mic. I thought somebody was on the microphone, but then I realized that We've been banned. My whole nightclub. I don't know what that was. My goodness me. Alright, auto land test. We'll just shadow the controls here. Matter of fact, yeah, we'll just leave... We'll leave the auto brakes on. We'll really trick it out here. So landing checklist, cabin crew advised, auto thrust is speed. Auto brakes are low. ECAM memo, landing all green. We are Cat 3 dual. Microsoft doesn't care about the note. Let's see how she does here. Check the toilet and use light. Yep, no one's in the lav.
$1,000
feet stable, clear to land. We get TA only there, below 1,000 feet. That looks good. John G, thanks for $2 super chat, man. Is a tornado approaching? What's the siren sound? I don't know what it was. Nah, you don't need no in the minimums, Chaos. We should still get land green and flare. If we don't get land green, then I'll reset. We should get a land green here. If we get land green, then she's good to go. The speed, look at the ground speed mini is working there.
500.
Does this have soft go around? I didn't know. No, we're going to do full go around. Having a hard time tracking the loc a little. There's our land green.
100 above.
Look, we're getting a flashing LS signal. Auto land in op.
Minimum.
Let's go. Wow. Toga SRS, go around track, go around flaps. Flaps free, positive rate, gear up. I don't know why the autopilot disconnected. That's weird. I shouldn't have done that. Toga SRS, nav. Lever climb. I'm gonna have to adjust that. Thrust climb, open climb, nav 3000. Anti-ice right windshield, clear anti-ice. There you go, those are the stresses. Clear anti-ice, clear status. Flaps 1, speed checks, flaps 1. Clear status. Wow, I wonder if it actually... So, did you guys see that loc flash? Interesting. I wonder if it's runway specific. That was the auto land light. So, it was not going to auto land on us. I was under the impression that all ILSs were the same in the sim. Here comes S-speed, flaps 0, after takeoff checklist. I tell you what, let's recycle for 8 left. Or, excuse me, 8 right. Is there a Cat 2 or Cat 3 on there we can do? Trying to read the notes. Let's try 8. Let's try 8 right. Let's recycle for 8 right. Wow. That was a 100% accurate, perfectly simulated, failed auto land attempt. Airplane said, I can't do this, we're going around, or it said, I'm not going to land. So it was first detected by the flashing localizer here, and then I continued to ignore it, and you got that big flashing auto land light that says auto land. That's a no-go. That's automatic go around. So that was very impressive. Flawless execution there. So let's recycle. We'll enter the hold here over Virginia Keys at, like I said, 8 right. So we're going to come back in here. We're going to rebuild the box. ILS 8 right. No star. Approach via. No via. Insert. Perf. Activate. Confirm the approach phase. Selected speed. I should have did that kind of out of order there. Where should be 220. Let's go up here. 240. And she's going to enter. We'll do 1 turn in the hold here. We're right over downtown Miami. This is pretty cool. got more bug splatter, which I like that. Down low, Miami, summertime. Oh, we did not re-engage manage nav. Maybe no nav and go around. I thought it was navin. Maybe when I reactivate it. There we go. Huh. We'll see what happens here in the hold. We don't have a whole lot of fuel to mess around here. A1A Beachfront Avenue. Yeah, AJ. That's a pretty sweet view back there. I'm curious to see if she's going to turn left or right here. Wait, we're still in nav blue. What is going on here? Airline Evolution Productions. What's up, man? We're in heading nav blue, yet it's green, solid green. I'm going to see what happens when we go past this intercept point. I know it's still in heading mode, but is it just going to fly outside of this? I'm kind of curious. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that. Okay. American 357. Turn left. Heading 360, vectors 8 right. Alright. 8, let's pull, select heading. Spin you around. Well, maybe I spoke too soon with the flawless, the mist drawing got a little messed up there. Not sure what that's all about. Alright, so we'll clean up the box. It's going to be off of Copra. Inbound course is going to be 092, which will be 272 in. Boom, we'll draw that. We'll reselect heading. So we should have, yep, we've got our ILS all drawn out for 8 right. 3,000 feet, maintain 220 knots. We'll keep that turn going about 340. It suffers from a lot of the airplanes in 2024, the lighting system here. It's not on FS Labs. I think that's a 2024 thing. It hits that certain time and then boom, all the lights turn on. Bug simulation got to be the most realistic thing I've seen a flight sim ever. Yeah, John Paulman. I like it, dude. I think that's a great addition. I like bug splatter. You know what? Since we're not online, so we're just gonna save time by vectoring ourselves on the south side of the airport for 8 right, which probably not realistically what would happen, but realism. Can you wipe them? No. What happens if you turn the wipers on a dry windshield? It'd be cool if it damaged them. Doesn't do anything. Does the rain repellent work? No, you would never want to do that. So you would never want to turn the wiper on a dry windshield, or squirt some rain repellent on there on a dry windshield and turn the wiper on. You won't be seeing anything. Definitely do not do that. If you put it to fast, it can break after time? Really? That's pretty cool. Well, I don't want to break it because then it might get stuck on the windshield. Who will be the first dev to finally simulate the rain repellent button? I don't know. Rain repellent doesn't even work all that good. Rain repellent works good when you have, like, I think it works good in 2 scenarios. It's going to sound weird, but a heavy misty rain. So it's just real tiny drops, but a lot of them. The rain repellent on the windshield works good. Or when it's torrential downpour, then it's Rain-X. It's overpriced Rain-X, essentially, is what it is. That dense mist. There you go. All right, on downwind. Let's bring it back. Come back to green dot 220. We're getting low on the fuel, 3.5. So we got to put it down on this one. Let's go ahead and get flaps 1 now. We're going to make a tight approach on this one. All right, open descent, 2,500 below. That'll put us 500 below Copra at the FAF. My amber looks pretty good down there. Got all the green taxiway lights. VF Phoenix minus 10 flaps 2 right at S speed. Drop it back. That was not conducive to fuel savings on my part. Get the Everglades Priso Airport in the secondary plan as the diversion. FOB should be amber. Yes, we should have an amber FOB. Yes, we should. Kind of getting it set up here for night mode. Clear status, clear status. The second you get at 2123, it goes 6 degrees on approach. Right now our CG is 33.0, so we're looking pretty dang good right now. Yeah, we have DCDUs, Austin, or Aston. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we use CPDLC and root, all that good stuff. If we're looking to go around situation, we might as well pre-fall for American 358 for tomorrow. 357 will be retired along Avianca. I know. I think we'll be all right. We're going to make this one tight. I'm tempted to do the auto land on this one, but how much fuel do we have when we went around? 4.6? This is going to be a real tight intercept here. American 357, a turn right. 060, maintain 2500 till established. Well, actually, that'd be too tight. I don't know how to vector myself. We'll be fine. Actually, that might work. It's got to be within, what, 30 degrees? 035, 2500 till established, cleared, ILS 8, right approach. Cat 3 dual, I apply 1+2, glide slope blue, low blue. We'll help it out here. We'll get her vectored right inside. That wind's going to help us here. Copris is at 3,000. We're 2,500. We're at 160. Flaps 2. We're looking good. Oh, yeah, we're good. I mean, 060 actually would have been perfect. Man, maybe I should sign up for... That's in control. Look at that. 060 right over the FAF. We're below 500 feet. We're looking good. Fuel check 3,000. Yeah, we're going to have to put it down on this one. I think we're going to have to put it down on this one. Tasso Basso, what's up, man? All right, here we go. Loke Star. Glide slope's alive. Runway's in sight. We never put the updated mins in. 450 now. Picking up those bugs. Look at that. I'll be giving the dispatcher an NOI for the lack of fuel. Please do, wrong side. Please do. All right, glide slope star. Go around altitude. Set 3,000 blue. What happened to the fuel? We've been burning it, man. We've been burning the fuel. That's what happened. There is a flight ops and dispatch read file published to plan 60 minutes extra fuel for V1 flights due to inadequate piloting skills. Oh my goodness. 2,000 feet, managed speed, gear down. Let's see if we hear that noise again. Flaps 3. Yeah, that's the PTU, I think. Alright, flaps full. Landing checklist. Cabin crew is advised auto thrust speed. Auto brakes are low. ECAM memo. Landing all green. Landing checklist complete. So what I'm going to do, since we're super low on gas, I'm going to let it go down like it's going to auto land. If we get the auto land light, we will... Actually, you know what? Screw it. Let's just land it. We'll take it down to mins, though. 18, it's gusting now, 20 knots. 20 knots on the nose, right down the pipe though. 073. Oh, I should have got flight recorder going.
1,000.
Right wing tank, low level. Yeah, we're landing. Put it on the ground. Clear fuel. Clear fuel. Crossfeed and pumps off. We're landing, chat. Recording is on. Well, I guess that's not bound. I don't know why that's... Just connect the auto thrust there.
100 above.
minimum.
What? I don't know what's going on with that. $100.
50. 40, 30, 20, retard, 10. Retard.
Oof, that nose comes down hard. Spoilers. Reverse green, brake low. $70 knots. No auto brake off, but I don't think it has that. I'm gonna have to try that again. I'll tell you what, we're gonna just go right into the gate here and we're gonna watch the replay and then we're gonna load up in St. Martin. We're gonna do some landing tests. Well, what time is it? Shoot, it's already 8 o'clock. We don't have time for that. Let's clean it up. Shut her down.
Please make sure that you take all your personal belongings with you, checking in the seat. Until you reach a designated smoking area. On behalf of the captain and the crew, it has been our...
Yeah, I don't know, Sandman. You know what's weird? I don't know. So my tiller's moving. But I feel like the nose wheel doesn't move until I get over past 10 degrees. I don't know. Yeah, the tiller. See how far I have to move the tiller to get the nose wheel to move? Interesting. That's fine. We'll stop it there. Brake set. Park brake is on. No APU's on. Let's not shut it down. I want to see the replay of that landing. Let's do that first. And then we'll see if we can't do a... well, see, my only fear is loading up hot in St. Martin. I don't know if we're going to have proper weights or anything. Let's see if it works in replay. I'm not sure. This is my first attempt at replay mode in this airplane. So, full disclosure, who knows? It may break it. I don't know. We are using a third-party replay tool. See if we get the flaps to come out here.
Don't sink.
Turn the park brake off. I wonder if we're going to have a bunch of MELs because of replay mode. We'll see. Remember, this is, oof, yeah, perf is hurting a little bit on my end. It is Miami, though. Yeah, look at that. I think the only way to really get a good feel is to take her to St. Martin and do a couple of traffic pattern landings. Wing light is fixed on Sim Update 3, Turk. Alright. That's good. Yeah, you could see that's all kind of jacked up. Man, the nose comes down super quick. But not terrible. Can I pop reversers in replay? Yeah, I guess I gotta pop them manually. Alright. Let me see what our landing rate was. Uh, 1,900. Hold on. Our landing rate, according to Volanta, 1,984 feet per minute with a G-force of 0.9. So, riddle me that. I'll tell you what we're going to do, chat. Let's do this. Hold on. Before we go. Let's end the flight. Let's load up and save Martin real quick. Let's give her a quick lap in the pattern here, because I want to test this. We're already here. We're already in freaking 3 hours. Let's end this real quick. Let's go to St. Martin. Testing proving grounds. TNCM. We're gonna just clean the weather out. Clear sky. Let's do a few clouds. Beautiful. Now, will it start hot for me? Let's see. Let's see if we can start hot here in Miami. Just do a traffic pattern. Check the FPS, shows your landing rate. Oh, really? Oh, that's too late now. Dougal, 2 a.m. there, my man. Yeah, less than 1G at over 1,000 feet per minute. That's why I'm like, that landing rate thing is so jacked up. But I didn't shut down AJ, so I don't think it'll be there, right? So it does this. Whenever you load in, it's got to like give it a couple seconds here. All right, everything's good. It should be in the tech log. If I even now, really? No, I don't think so. I think maybe I have to shut it down or something, because I don't see it in flight history. Or maybe a replay jacks with it. I'm not sure. But I just want to do hand flown here. It only populates the history when you deboard. Okay. Gotcha. Thank you, pilot lad. Wait a second. We're on runway. Where are we? We're on 28. Okay, I was like, yeah, what's wrong? I thought we were loading in on the other side. Now, is there a way to just do a like quick and dirty? I just want to be loaded up. Like, give me 8,000 pounds of fuel, which we have, and payload. I just want something simple. Give me 0 fuel weight at 145. Gross weight, cool. And it be, let's do a quick initialization here. There we go, 153.2, beautiful. We're gonna just guess on the speeds right now. We'll get airborne. All right, We're going to come back, RNAV 10, no star, no via, insert. We're going to copy that. All right. I might screw us up there. We'll see. We'll set 3,000. We'll make a left turn. 250 as soon as practical. And reset you guys. FD. Climb. 3,000 blue. Flaps 1. Auto brakes max. Takeoff config. What? Takeoff config normal. Oh, flaps probably not fully extended. Jeff says, to me the Fenix feels like it has more character and love coming through the product rather than the feeling I'm getting with this project. Fair assessment, Jeff. Very fair. Oh, this is really gonna get a lot of you guys to be triggered. Let's add a wind layer. I want winds. We're gonna land on 10, so I want winds from 180. So I want winds from 180 at 10. Oh shoot, let's do 20 knots. 180 at 20. All right, or 18. Gusting 20. Does that check out? Here we go. And that's at ground. 18 gusting 20. All right. Are we in a concurrence that we have winds? We have a windsock blowing from the left. Perfect. All right. We're just going to do nothing crazy here. TCAS standby. We're just going to do a little takeoff and lap around the pattern. Because I didn't really give it a fair shot at hand flying it. So here we go. Let's go. I'm going to turn it down a little bit because it's kind of loud. Wow, I don't know. I feel like we're accelerating extremely rapidly. Positive brake, gear up. Heading. I think I have to adjust like the null zone or the calibration perhaps of my throttles. That's what that clicking is. Speed out star 1000 to level off. Autopilot 1. Clean it up. Clear the windshield. Took off with our lights off. That's fine. We'll get all our lights on. Jeremy said, I feel like a lot of this was copied and pasted from P3D. It has a lot of P3D vibes. I will tell you that. I would agree. And right now we have P3D clouds too. Look out the window. We've got P3D clouds out the window right now. But we have Microsoft 2024 water, that's for sure. Alright, so we're going to take it out here kind of on an extended downwind. We're not going to shoot the whole approach. I kind of just have that there for a reference. Alright, let's come down here. Let's go activate approach phase. Let's get our environmentals in. 299er2. So all we have is a gusty wind. Temperature on the ground was 15, I think. Close enough. Oops. Winds are 180 at 20. We'll just put 500 foot alert height in there. Wonderful. RNAV 10.
You now need to be seated with your seatbelt fastened, ready for landing. Please help us by handing in any rubbish, newspapers, or magazines that you do not want to take with you. The toilets are no longer in service.
Cabin crew seats for landing, please.
Alright, we're going to hand fly this whole thing. So, autopilot's coming off. And my auto thrust buttons are not bound, so I'm going to just disconnect the auto thrust. That's why you match and mash. Flight directors are coming off. Bird's coming on. We've got, why don't we have a VAP speed? Unsure why we don't have a VAP speed here. Flaps 2, gears coming down. Kind of blew through the final approach course here, that's fine. We're just trying to get on. I just want to get on a normal path here. Checking it B. We've got everything we need. Does it want something like that? We get navved up? I'm not sure. Well, that doesn't help it. Hydraulic system B, low pressure? What? What the heck was that? We're gonna just forget the box. We'll just eyeball it. I don't know why we don't have a VAP speed. Let's call it 147. All right, flaps full. She's very jittery on the flight path vector, reacting to the winds. We now appear to have a wind opposite direction of what I was anticipating. We have an 18 knot tailwind.
1,000.
Did we not select 180? Maybe it's going to shear to a crosswind here. Alright, there we go. There's our 180 at 20. Gust direction was left. Hold on, let's pause it. I think you're right. I think the gusting direction also has to be changed. Yep, that's what it is. Gust speed. Can I not? Gust direction. Also 180, thank you. All right. That should, yep, hopefully that'll
above.
Clear, that'll help us out here. Maybe not, maybe.
Minimum.
Okay, we'll just bounce this one and go around since our winds were kind of jacked up.
Too low, flaps.
What?
Too low, flaps.
Oh my
Too
gosh.
low, flaps.
I guess the flap axis needs to be calibrated too.
100. 40. 30, 20, retard 10.
Whoa! Go around. Go around flaps. Flaps 3. That was interesting. Alright, we'll try it again. Let's positive rate, gear up, nabbing, on the go. Maintain 3. Are they not both in climb? There we go. We're gonna reset ourselves here. Flaps 1. Flap 0, speed out star. I don't know what it's like as soon as we hit the ground, like a ground mode engaged. I'm gonna try one more, and I'm gonna record it. Because now we got our winds are stable. We're gonna we gotta try that again, because I don't know what was going on. I'm lacking the mental capacity to process what we just witnessed. So, and I also, it must be like a decimal point of noise or something, because I don't see these twitching, but I hear the noise. You hear that? So something is tripping it out there, but that's all right. We're gonna get the autopilot on. We're close enough. Let's recycle, resequence. We're gonna reactivate the approach phase. Confirmed. Now we got a VAP of 134. We're gonna do config full. I'll remember to put flaps full in on this one. And I will record this landing. So let's get flight recorder out for this landing. And this is no tricks. I just want to do 18, 20 knot crosswind landing here, Seymour. Now on final, it feels very... I have questions about in and around the ground. If you flew in P3D, you'll know what I'm talking about. The P3D ground physics, I feel like are apparent here. Like it's very, dare I say the word rail-ish on the ground. It's very stable. Maybe rail-ish is too offensive in 2025. It feels very stable on the ground, almost too stable. Like it's really hard to move off center line. Like you'll notice my input's trying to maintain center line. I feel like I'm putting in a lot of rudder to get a minimal lateral control on the center line. Stop twitching. All right. Stop that. Flaps 1. Clear status. I'm getting real tired of clearing status. I'm going to have to fix that in the tech log. Let's slow to 180. Let's descend 2,000. Flaps 2. I'm going to turn the auto thrust off here soon. Start doglegging out. Let's get configured early. Nice, long, final approach. Flaps 3. 160. Going down to 2,000, coming all the way around now. Out final lap nav. I don't even know if we'll intercept this. I'm just trying to get us set up for a visual approach. I'm going to turn everything off, so don't worry about that. Winds 180 at 18, gust 20. Direct crosswind. Alt star. Finals blue. Yeah, I'm getting a lever ASIM. Yeah, there's some noise there. I'll have to tweak that. It's all right. That is tweakable. App nav. So she's captured already, according to the FMA. We'll see what happens here. So it should turn then. Here she goes. Who's got seat 11A? Alright, I'm going to hand fly this. Autopilot's off, flight director's off. I'm not going to grade it on our nav approaches because we didn't even really set up for that, so we're just hand flying. I just was kind of curious when it went app nav and didn't want to turn. Alright, we're looking good. Flaps 3. Runway's way out there. Alright, can I just have the thrust lever? So we're going to match. Yeah, see, I got to bind that. Oh yeah, see it's moving? You see it moving? Auto thrust disconnect, please. There we go. Auto thrust off. I have the thrust levers. Altitude alert. 3000 set. Gears coming down. Speed brakes arm. Manage speed. Flaps full. Flaps full. Flaps full. I have to look if there's a calibration for the flap axis. Alright, on final. Recording is on. Nobody can hide now. Recording is on. We're fully configured. We're looking good. Aviator, welcome to Private Pilot, sir. Thank you for supporting the channel, man. Been a crazy stream today. It's been a crazy stream. We started out on the wrong foot, and I knew it was all downhill from there. But appreciate you supporting the channel. Positive vibes, man. Alright, so you see, we're locked in. Got a nice crab angle going on here. Actually, need to come a little bit more to the right.
Hundred above. $500. Minimum. $100. 50, 40, 30, 20, retard.
Golly. What? That scares the hell out of me, man. What the heck was that? Why is it ripping to the left? Side load check. Alright. Let's watch the replay. I don't know. I don't know, Chad. Alright. 20 knot crosswind. 50 feet over the numbers. The way that nose slam, you see that yaw? What is that yaw going on there? Is that wasn't me? All right. Touchdown, fine. Oh my gosh. And then it does that, it yawed hard left. All right.
Sync rate. Sync rate. Sync rate. Sync rate. Sync rate.
Half speed.
Sync rate.
Resume.
Sync rate.
That massive yaw opposite the wind direction. Need a redo? No, park brake was not on. Alright. The sounds, okay, the sounds, if anything, on touchdown freak me out. Alright. I can't believe it. We're already in this deep. We're in this deep. It's fresh in our minds. We gotta try something, chat. We gotta try something. I gotta pick a livery that I've already bound. Let's just do that one. Come on. We gotta try this. I don't know. I don't know. I just want to see. Maybe I'm just tired. Been at the office all day. Been streaming a long time. Let's see what happens here. Jeff says, I feel like a cheaper price for this product would have really helped their sales. It's hard to beat Fenix with an Airbus. That's how I view it, Jeff. Remember, for the price, you're asking to pay a premium price, right? This is a premium priced ad. We keep getting put on the wrong runway here. Hold on. While the Fenix loads in, let's do the same exact wind layer, right? So we do few clouds, all right, and now 180 at 20. Okay, 180 at 20. Ground 181 at 19, gust 20. Gusts are at 180. Everything's at 180, right? Okay. Are we in a currents that it's the same weather condition? Let's load the Fenix up real quick. Anybody know what our weight was on that last one? Dismiss that. Let's just go weight and balance. Jeez, I need to hold on. I need to go sim settings. I need to change this to pounds real quick. We had light fuel. I know it's not going to match up exactly, but all right. Apply and load aircraft instantly. Dismiss. Panel states ready. Activate. She's coming to life. Flaps 1. Brake set. It's fresh in our mind. There's no better time to test this than to just do this right now. I'm not too good. Yeah, zero fuel weight, 140 something ish. Yeah, we're in the ballpark. Remember, we're comparing a Neo. I don't like doing this. We're comparing Neo to CEO. I literally just want to feel the airplane in the pattern. That's all we're doing right now. So I just want to feel this in the pattern. We're going to set 3,000. We'll make a left turn. 270 here at a departure. Or 240. We're just going to do a quick teardrop right back around. Wind conditions are the same. All right, Magic Barrel ref update. Let's come into the box real quick. FMGC, init. Got to initialize weights. All right, cool. We're just going to put random numbers in here. Random numbers in here. Same, I put 3 there. That's fine. Flight plan. I didn't even put a departure, so we'll leave that. Arrival, RNAV 10, no star, insert, done. Alright, the NIT B. It's not a NIT B with the engine started. Fuel predict. We gotta send this to the McDo. Beautiful, perf. We'll take care of that in cruise. We'll just guess on the speeds like we did. 140, 145. 145 is fine. Flaps 1 so it doesn't yell at us. Flaps are in position 1. Park brake is off. 3000, we're climb. No nav. VOR is on just because it makes my ND look the same. Alright. Let's go. Let's get all our lights on. That company message is going to drive me nuts. Let me answer that real quick. Alright, cool. Let's go flying. Testing purposes. Toga SRS auto thrust blue. Let's see if I'm crazy here. Left rudder. Thrust set 100 knots. Yeah, it's accelerating about the same. V1 rotate allegedly. Positive rate, gear up, smooth as butter. Heading. Full heading. Let's make it a left turn out. Oh, my mini FC works. 240. Yeah, we got mini FC. We'll get rid of the in-op sticker on that sucker. Flaps 1. Lever climb. I'm just going to build automation here to make my life super easy. Smooth as butter, chat. Do that. Get all our lights off. There we go. Yeah, I must have to do a recalibration. I saw that ASEM there too. So that's a hardware thing. Just do a little recalibration in Windows. Alright, engine page will clear you. Alright, perf. Next phase, next phase, next phase. 29er 2. Temperature 15. Winds 180 at 20. Alright. Everything is the same. 500 alert height, doesn't matter. Cool. Turn us on downwind here. About 270 on the heading. Let's descend 2500. Thrust idle, open descent, down we go. Let's select speed. Let's start slowing down as well. What time of day were we at? Let's make it the exact same. I think the sun was in my eyes when we were landing. So yeah, that's about right around 7:30-ish. Spoilers are coming out, slowing to 180. How much VRAM? I have 24. Flaps 1. Love those flap sounds. In the turn. Now I know everyone's going to be like, oh, you're glazing the Fenix. I'm not going to say anything positive or negative. Just watch me do the same thing. You guys tell me. I'm going to trickle down to 2,000 feet here. Vertical speed 300. Just because I'm cutting it in a little bit tighter.
2,500.
Turk says, I think you were unbiased to FS Labs, and this is coming from me. All right, man. Well, hey. Oh, I screwed that up. App nav. We got the intercept. We're looking good. Ground spoilers armed. We're coming down. Hey, man. I don't know. Sometimes when I do streams like this, I don't even want to make a statement because I haven't flown the airplane enough to be super proficient with it. I mean, that was literally my first flight you guys saw. So we're just testing landing characteristics now. Why does the wind look a little bit less? Can we confirm our wind layer? Ground winds need to be adjusted. These are not correct. 180. Oh, hang on to me, Phoenix. Hang on to me. 180 at 20. Yep. They were not proper. The wind, the water looked a little bit too smooth. 180 at 20 across the board. On the ground, there we go. Beautiful. We're indicating that on the ND. Autopilot's coming off. Auto thrust is coming off. Flight director's off. Give me the bird. A little bit slow there. Lower that nose. Let's fly the approach. Let me flight recorder this one too. Shoot, I should have started that. Recording is on. On a little bit prematurely, but man, that speed seems so low. Let's select speed. Let's run it up a little bit. We're right at VLS 125 there. All right. I forgot to check for roll spoilers in the FS Labs. Oh man, just having a little bit of wing flex. Alright, let's get on profile here. Signs are blue. My bad. Catching up. Winds are the same. Direct crosswind, 20 knots. Apparently, I am getting tired. I can't even fly the freaking center line. Yeah, we're not streaming tomorrow, I don't think, so
1,000.
we'll give you guys extra stream today. You prefer the cement wings?
Above.
All right, 500 feet, we're stable, landing in sight. I'm using the same exact profile for my side stick too, so I use a Moza base, and I have my custom Airbus profile that I rock on all Airbuses, so everything is the same as far as hardware feel. Gosh, the water looks so good when you got those winds down there like that. Should we blow? Oh, disregard.
100.
Keep my mouth shut.
50. 40. 30. 20. Retard. 5.
Spoilers. Fly the nose down. Reverse green. Using left pedal. I'm using left pedal to keep the center line. The airplane's trying to weather vane to the right. See, no pedal inputs. I'll stop all pedal inputs. We're weather vaning to the right. Well, chat. What are we thinking?
100.
I'm the same guy. I did the same exact thing. You could see my hardware. I'm not doing anything different. Let's watch this landing. I was a little bit high on both approaches, actually. This Fenix, the Fenix definitely lands longer than the FS Labs, that's for sure. Hold it out, a little bit of correction with the rudder. Trying to blow my wing up a little bit. 2 mains, touch. Fly the nose wheel down. I don't know. I do not think... there's competition to the Fenix. Now, the Fenix does not have a Neo. Fenix does not have a Neo. So if you're dying for a Neo, I think we're a couple updates away. I was hearing comments saying that the FS Labs does a lot of things that the Fenix does not do. In my opinion, to wrap this whole stream up, the FS Labs does not have equitime point. It doesn't have proper ECAM when doing a basic fuel transfer. It doesn't have proper estimated fuel on board remaining. The ground handling is just not right. I'm just going to leave it at that. I don't know what it is. The ground handling in the FS Labs is not right. Nose wheel steering is not right with the tiller. Lateral offset, that's a user error. Apparently that fails, or whatever it is that's correct. That's how it's modeled. It's just not what I'm used to seeing in our airplanes. So from what we tested today, I can't really say that it does a whole lot better, other than the fact that we have a Neo, which is awesome. I like having a Neo. I look forward to seeing the Pratt & Whitney variant. Man, that's actually a pretty good landing. I wonder what that landing rate was, Turk. But yeah. Third person with all HUD elements, Latin VFR bus, my way or the highway. I only fly Latin VFR bus anyway. Thank you, Jeff, for hanging around, man. Appreciate you. So you can see there, without pedal inputs, it's definitely weather vaning into the wind. I don't know. I'll just leave it at that. I will have to... I'd be curious. I might do a couple more practice flights with the FS Labs, kind of get more of a handle on it. We'll see it again, but I don't know. I know some people are going to say, well, you didn't give it a fair try. You don't even have to do the weight and balance. I get that, but I'm not grading it on that. The FS Labs, I wanted an FS Labs recreation of the GSX integration in X-Plane, because all the way back to X-Plane, because I used GSX integration in P3D with FS Labs. It was fantastic. I know it still works the same way in Microsoft. I'm just not using GSX, so we're just going to X all that out. Just from what I saw today on this particular stream, yeah, I don't know. Fenix is still the GOAT. So. In that case, I'm signing off. 3 hours and 32 minutes later. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Leave a comment on the vid. Tell me I'm full of it. Tell me I'm not. Just be respectful of each other. Attack the arguments, not the person. Until then, enjoy the rest of your evening. This has been a fun, well, I don't know if I call it a fun night of streaming. It's been an interesting night of streaming, that's for sure. I'll catch you all probably on Thursday. One last stream before the expo. So until then, stay safe, stay healthy on B1. See ya.